So hello and welcome to the Cycling Esports World Championships under the auspices of the UCI, as all of our 11 cycling disciplines are powered by MyWhoosh. And don't forget, of course, our finals, well, they're going to be coming to you from Abu Dhabi in the UAE. My name's Matt Payne. I'm going to be bringing you all of the race action along with my co-host, Emma Martin. Emma, I'm really looking forward to the race action. I know you are as well. We've got a fantastic set of races coming up for people.
Oh, do you know, the riders are already down there in the start pen. They've warmed up. They are ready to go. They're in their national jerseys. They're here at the semi-finals for one thing, and that is to get a spot at the finals in November. I know they're excited. The adrenaline must be rushing, but I am so excited to watch this racing.
And we've got some amazing riders out there at home. So Cycling Esports, one of the 11 disciplines, as I've mentioned, for under the auspices of the UCI, the Union Cycliste Internationale, which is the governing body for all cycle sport. 11 disciplines, so that's things like mountain biking, road cycling, track cycling, BMX racing, all sorts. This is Cycling Esports, and of course, Cycling Esports is unique because all of our riders at the moment, well, they're in their own individual pain caves. They generate the power on their smart turbo or their smart bike. That then is transmitted to MyWhoosh. MyWhoosh then have an avatar that rides along at exactly the right amount of power for the speed and for the height and for the weight and all of the different variables that are in there. And that is what produces our riders' avatars movement. And that's what we see the avatars together. We are going to be going in with our riders, the real people in their pain case as well. And that is going to be courtesy of the cameras that they have. It's a mandatory feed that they all have. So we get to watch them in race action as well. And Emma, that's one of the best bits for me, is how we get to see the riders. But that's not the only hoop they have to jump through to get to this stage already.
No, all of those esports cyclists, they've been racing for some time to get fit to be here. And the pathway to get them here has been interesting, either through a National Federation quota or through the open qualifiers that were held throughout August. 4 open qualification races that got people onto the start line today. Now, those races create a signature. They do power passport tests, they do weigh-in, they have dual record, they have heart rate data, and all of those things, plus a plethora of other mechanisms that ensure the performance of what you are watching tonight. The rules are being enforced. The commissaire team, courtesy of the UCI, are out there. But Matt, what are they racing for?
Well, the racing for a lot. Commissaire is a race referee for those people who don't know cycling parlance. Emma and I cover a lot of the cycling disciplines, and we have commissaire sort of drilled into our brain. They're the people who make sure that the racing goes correct and that you don't get into trouble by breaking the rules, and that everything's safe and it all follows all the regulations. They're racing for what the commissaires are hoping to award, which is going to be that rainbow jersey. Ultimately, that is the iconic rainbow banded white jersey that's presented across cycling disciplines. But of course, to get there, they've gone through, as you say, Emma, those public qualifiers and the semi-final to get themselves into this semi-final. The semi-final is really, for me, the keystone here in the whole process, because once you get to the finals, you're kind of done with. But I think for me, one of the real important things is when you get there, you've got to get through the semi-finals, and that is a big step.
It is, and we've got 150 men and 150 women here tonight, ready to get to those finals in November the 15th. But today they've got to get through the semi-finals, and it's going to be the top 20 riders in the women's race, the top 20 riders in the men's race that progress to Abu Dhabi. It's points racing. 3 stages. Hold on to your seats because it is going to be exciting.
So 3 stages. Riders are being allocated points. Each of those points are added up for each of those riders. The rider with the most points is going to be number 1 in the standings. The top 20 riders are going to go through. But our riders always need to keep on racing, don't they? And because this is, for a lot of riders, their chance to show what they can do against the world. And even when it gets to the top 20, that cut-off point doesn't always necessarily apply because life happens.
Well, last year the 21st and 22nd place women progressed to the finals on the stage because one of the top 10 riders couldn't get a visa to travel, and the other one, found out she was pregnant and under advice from the doctor didn't travel or race. You never know what can happen. So regardless of whether you are in the top 20 or out of the top 20, every point counts. Finishing 50th in the world when there are 150 in the race is a massive achievement. So the semi-final, phenomenal racing. Let's go. It's going to be great.
Well, let's dive in to the 2025 Cycling Esports World Championship semi-final. So here in the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championships, our semi-finals, 3 stages coming up for the women. We're going to have our women's race first. We'll then be doing the same 3 stages, same distances, same points allocation for the men as well. So the 2025 Cycling Esports World Championship semi-final coming with our riders in their own paint case, in their own location to race. Some of them going to their national federations and racing. They're all going to be racing the same 3 stages, though, here on MyWhoosh, which powers the whole of the World Championships in 2024, 25 and 2026. The UCI's e-cycling esports partner. Coming up, as you can see on the screens, we have 6 stages in total, 3 for the women, 3 for the men. At the end of those, we'll know the top 20 riders, and those riders that have almost made it may get through, and those riders who are looking for those points. And it's a big race field here today. The women's start list on your screens. Emma, do you want to run us through a little bit more stats detail? You're the one, you're the numbers person.
So 144 women on the start sheets today from 28 different countries, and you can see the riders there in country order. A number of riders, in fact, Great Britain has the largest number of racers today in the women's semi-final, 15 riders competing for Great Britain. Then we've got a number of countries with one representative, from Algeria to Ireland to Myanmar to the Philippines and Slovenia. So great to see such a range of countries. Now, 55 of these women raced the semi-finals in 2024. Just at 55. So a whole host of new riders joining us for the semi-finals today.
And in terms of our riders who have been here before, we've got a number of riders who are past medalists, past winners.
We do indeed. A number of riders not joining the semi-finals today. Lou Bates, she took 5th place last year. Catherine Fuhr, she took 3rd. And Merle Bruni, who took 7th. So 3 of the top 10 in the World Championships last year, not on the start sheets today for numerous reasons. In the women's race,
well, we will see who's going to be our riders who make it through the semi-finals today. Stage 1 coming up. This is the mounted verdict. This is something super special, unique to cycling esports, because this is an elimination race like no other. It is a big course. It is 8.5 kilometres in length, and it's pretty much all uphill if you make it that far.
It is. It gets steeper and steeper and steeper. So an 8.4 kilometre course, 751 metres of climbing. And as Matt says, this is an elimination race. It's the amount of time a rider survives on the climb that counts. And, chasing our riders today, 2 minutes after they start is the chase line, and the riders have got to stay ahead of it.
And given that in this era of modern technology, we thought what better to chase our riders. And whilst you're on MyWhoosh, you might be being chased by zombies on one of the games. We have a drone chasing with a, think 1960s Martian death race screaming down at the riders. It is basically the chase line. They will be chased up the climb. They do get a head start, though.
They do, a 2-minute head start. And when the rider is caught by the chase line, they are eliminated from the race. But the aim of this stage is to score as many points as possible. The riders will be allocated 1 point for every 5 seconds they stay ahead of the chase line. So every single rider will be allocated points. It's just how many points you are allocated, and that is completely about how long you stay in the race.
So when our riders all start off, they all amass points, and if they all make it to the 2-minute mark, they'll all have 24 points. If they all make it to the 5-minute mark, they'll all have 60 points. But the moment somebody gets caught and the elimination line goes over and they're eliminated, that's when their points accumulation stops. All the rest of the riders then start accumulating points. Maximum point scorers, let's say they were out there for 29.5 minutes, they stayed clear of the chaser at 350 odd points.
Well, they're down in the start pen. The final seconds are ticking away. The nerves, well, I bet they are present. But I wonder whether there's one or two very calm souls there.
Very calm if you know that you are likely to qualify, but not everybody's going to qualify, and this is all about getting a good foundation. 3 stages, 3-point scoring opportunities on the way through here. You can see at the moment the riders are just down in that pen as the clock starts to tick down. This is the UCI Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals for 2025. Powered by MyWhoosh, our riders away in the women's race, stage 1 of the women's race, up and running, and Elise Gallegos, the rider that we're in with.
Yeah, we are indeed in with Elise Gallegos at the moment. You can see that on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. A really quick whistle-stop tour around what you are seeing. The bottom left-hand corner will give you an indication of the rider that we are in with the country they are from, and their stats, their power, their heart rate, their cadence. The right-hand side of your screen, yeah, well, there you go. Elise Gallegos has just popped up in the left-hand side of your screen. Evening, Elise. But you can see into her pain cave. On the right-hand side of your screen is the list of riders that we are in with at the front of the race, 1 through to 10 at the moment.
So on your screen, race time at the top, radar view on the right-hand side. You will see the drone coming when it sets off. Believe me, it looks really good on radar as well. The gradient on the top right-hand side with the red line and the yellow vertical bar is the position of the rider. In the screen, the elevation moves from right to left at the moment, relatively flat, giving these riders that little bit of a head start to get up the road. Joanna Tidholm leading, as you can see on the top right-hand side of your screen. The rider that we're sitting in with, the rider that we're viewing on the big screen, that's Gabby Guerra from Brazil. And you can see on that bar at the bottom there, at the moment, the watts indicated by the electricity bulb, the heart rate indicated by heart, funnily enough, the pedal revs, that's the circle with the pedal and the cranks across, the speed that Gabby is doing, and of course the distance that she's covered so far. And we can see Gabby on our screens, medalist from 2024.
Yeah, she was indeed, and she'll be looking to be on that podium again today. Now, interestingly, the tactics here for this stage, well, I think there's a number of different tactics that could work very well from our riders, whether they go out at a set pace and ride at that set pace for as long as possible, whether they stay in the pack and then at latter stages start to push on as the chase comes in. It's going to be really interesting. But one of the things they've got to remember is the gradient gets steeper. At 3K, it's 7%. At 5K, it's 13.
So the chase has started. It's on our screen. The chase has indeed started. The drone is on its way. It's making its way behind the riders. They've had their 2 minutes head start. That absolutely flies by. And the riders now up and away. We're going to see who is going to be the first of our riders to be eliminated. The front of the group at the moment, ticking along here. And as Emma says, there's lots of different tactics. It's about seeing how you score, how your opposition are there, and the riders will have a plan. But of course, it's the old thing with any race plan. Your opposition might do something that totally makes you throw it up and chuck it over your shoulder.
Well, do you know, for me, that's the absolute joy of the World Championships, because it's a race on a day. We've got a semi-finals here. The point of the semi-finals is to progress to that finals. But unlike a series or a World Cup where there are multiple races, it is just what happens on the day. And, well, anything can happen. We're in with Manon Holtman from the Netherlands at the moment. Great to see her on our screens. And you can see crossing the boardwalk bridge at the moment.
So on the way on the course is Manon Holtman from the Netherlands. The chase is on its way. The chase line, you can see the distance. Top left-hand side of your screen is the indicator of how far that chase line is. Currently 900 metres and closing. At the moment, Manon has scored 40 points so far as the chase continues. The line is on its way, and that countdown coming on the top left-hand side of your screen. Further up the road at the very front, you can see we've got the Swedish women already pushing on, and that chase line from them, it's 1,500 meters nearly at the moment. So the Swedes pushing on the front. We've got the Netherlands at the back. We've got the chase drone on its way.
We do. Now, let's just remember the Swedish women put 6 women into that finals in 2024 last year. They really, really are a strong team. There's 14 Swedish women on the team today. Emma Belfos and Joanna Tidholm, well, they are going out hard from the front.
So this is all about how long can you stay in. Where do you put your effort? Do you put a constant effort in? As Emma said, the gradient is increasing all of the time. And that is going to be very, very telling for these riders as they set off on to a race route. A number of the riders already starting to be caught here by the drone line. Our last rider on the course at the moment is Sonia Weber of the Swiss squad. She's really just on the heels of Manon Holtmann. The line about 600 meters behind them, but you can see at the front of the race at the moment, Tidholm, Guerra, Tomasi, Belfort, Albo, Bassoni, Velt, Merkel, Chisty, Hoekstra, all in here. And because this gradient increases, the better climbers, I think, are really going to find this it plays to their strengths, whereas the later stages are we've got a ruler stage, an all-rounder stage, then we've got a real sprint stage.
We do, and we'll talk about those next 2 stages much more as the racing progresses. But Roberta Bassoni, Francesca Tomasi, Emma Belforth, the riders at the front here. Karolina Kolkowicz, the rider from Poland, is in the mix as well. Now, Kristen Kulczynski, I would expect to go well here, the rider from the USA. She absolutely dominates the hill climbing circuit in the USA and has been PRing on the courses where she set course records last year. So absolutely one of the riders on form, and this course should really suit her.
Well, we can see 3 of our riders in this lead group. Gabby Guerra, top of your screen. Emma Belforth, centre screen. And the disco lights are flashing at the moment in Joanna Tidholm. I'm absolutely loving the fact that she's clearly got the tunes turned up to 11. She's given it plenty out of the saddle already. And you can see these riders. Guerra just taking on board some fluids at the moment, making the way up here. A real shot into the rider's view as we see their avatars that represent them on the course all together. They're separated across Gabby Guerra in the Americas and, of course, Emma Belforth and Joanna Tidholm in Europe. Riders from all around the globe racing regularly on MyWhoosh, which means, of course, when we come to the championships, we've got a real spread of riders.
Yeah, we do. You know, we've got riders from all over the world. We said, you know, there was 28 countries with riders in this semi-finals. And let's remember, they are on all different time zones. So whether it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 9 o'clock in the evening, or 4 a.m. in the morning, riders and racers have prepped for the time they will be racing their semi-final.
So you can see on your screen some of our riders from different regions. You've got Manon Holtmann in the orange of the Netherlands, and on our screen with her for company at the moment, Melissa Scriven in the Great Britain jersey. We've also got Sonia Weber there, and we've got Bertie Driscoll, the rider in the green and black of Ireland, just being passed there by Holtmann. You can see the red beam that eliminates the riders is on its way. The drone is coming top right-hand side of your screen. You'll see the graphic representation at the top, but the drone is on its way. Who will be the next rider to be eliminated? I think it could well be Scriven, who's going to be the next rider on the way. Scriven gets hit by the line, and you can see it's going to stop her in her tracks. You could just see the flash as she got caught. Next to be caught, well, that is going to be Driscoll of Ireland. Then I think it's Weber, and here it comes. Here comes the elimination line. Manon Holtmann will get stopped with 92 points there. So great riding for Holtmann. She gets, in fact, it's 93. That's just ticked over. Every second counts. So
every point counts.
It does indeed. You've got to make sure that counts. So our riders at the moment on the way up this climb, the leading group at the moment have currently covered what is 4 kilometers of this race route at the moment. The drone line is starting to wipe people out at speed. We've just seen 2 more riders be eliminated behind, and I think at the moment that drone is on its way. The next rider is Aileen De Silva from Brazil, one of our regular racers and riders, and a rider who can climb. But here we go. Come on, Aileen, this is where you've got to keep pushing. The drone is on its way. Here comes the line.
Well, she's eliminated with a smile on her face, which is absolutely brilliant. But I tell you something, there is a real balance here because every single one of these riders is going to be racing for positions, and saving something for two more stages could be really important later on. So there's a really fine balance here, both at the front and the back end of the race, and you can see on the top right-hand corner of your screen that satellite imagery giving you a real clear shot of just how spread this race field is.
So the riders starting to be eliminated one after the other at the moment. We still got about I make it 108 riders still to be eliminated at this stage. As we go now, make that 107 as Adriel Alves gets caught. Palma Mongeli is there. She's got the headphones on, the big headphones that have become characteristic for Palma. A regular rider, rode really well in the stage race that we had through the summer. And at the moment, Palma Mongeli, well, you can see really battling here, currently on 113 points and ticking at 116 points now. It continues. The chase line is coming. It's 20, it's 13, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eliminated. Job done. And now recovery starts. That's the key thing. Get ready for the next stage.
Well, you can see how hard Mongeli has worked as we head back further up the race. But Emma Belfort from Sweden just slipping down off the front now as we have more and more riders come to the fore. And some of these riders will have had a steadier start and then started to progress through the field as the gradient started to kick up. And it's now at 10.3% at the front of the race at the moment. As you can see, we head back down the race field to take a look on the right-hand side of your screen of where your rider may be.
Now, as we take a little look here in with Giulia Pello of Italy, we are on stage one. This is the women's race. We're on the mountain elimination. You can see the drone line on its way, the chase line making its way through. As the drone comes through, that red beam stops the riders in their tracks, freezing them in a moment. We started off with over 150 riders on that start sheet. At the moment, by my reckoning, we're on about 85 riders left in the race in stage one who've not yet been eliminated and had those point scores stopped. At the moment, the riders just been eliminated, scoring what's going to be about 130, 132 points as they keep on eliminating riders, and it is starting to eliminate more and more riders at pace at the moment.
Well, I think we can clearly see Gary Guerra from Brazil on the front of the race at the moment. A number of other riders are choosing to be a little bit further back. So Tomasi is the rider on her wheel. Camilla Olberg, Kulczynski, Meyer, Velt, Heo Zhang, the rider from China. Fabulous to see her in this semi-final. She qualified in the top 10 last year and then couldn't make the final. So brilliant to have her back. She rides for Live China. And Kimberly Hoekstra from the Netherlands, Elise Gallegos, Jackie Godby in here. Godby, Godby has been in the final of every cycling esports world championship so far. Can she make the one for 2025? It's a phenomenal record for a phenomenal woman.
Well, at the moment, our drone line chasing, and there is about to come up on a huge raft of riders. Riders currently in about 65th, 67th position, right the way up to about 30th are going to come very, very quickly out of the equation. Remember, of course, 20 is the magic number, not 3. But 20, because 20 riders will go through. So if you're in the top 20 after stage one, you've got those points in at the moment. The points ranging at the moment, well, we're currently ticking around the 148 point marker for those riders being eliminated at the moment.
Emily Nyquist, Tiffany Penner were the last riders in the previous group eliminated. We've now got Pruitt, Rees and Paulson, Camilla Miros as well.
And the least number of points scored by a rider, we won't name the rider.
36.
Cool, 36. So a spread of points from 36 to, at the moment, 154. 154. We'll let you know when it's 180. On the way through and going upwards, because remember, every second counts. So if you did miss it on the way into the show, every time 5 seconds ticks by, another point added to the score.
Well, I'll tell you, the drone is really hitting them hard at the moment. So Maria Marb, Katerina Karamani, Jay Atkin, Rihanna Denton, Carolina Lennon, Dana Wagner, all now being eliminated.
So the drone now up to the top 34 riders. In fact, 34th rider Jenny Eck just about to get caught at the front of the race. You can see that the gaps have opened up on the front here with Guerra along with Tomasi and Alberg with a slight gap to Golczynski and McCarthy and Mayer, but it's not a huge amount, and the drone is inside.
It is, but Kate McCarthy has gone up from about 15th place to 5th in like the last 30 seconds. She's really started to move her way up through the pack and into the front of the group.
Right, here we go. This is going to be the critical moments. This is where the point scores. We're on 165 points plus at the moment as we go. 168 continues to tick through at the moment. The critical point here is going to be about who's got the big points differences. Hao Zhang at the moment out of the saddle. You can see on your screen really working hard here. 334, 370 watts. She knows that the chase is coming and she's inside that top 10. I think we're just about to start to see our top 10 riders start to get eliminated here. Right hand side of your screen, the very right hand side of those riders bars give you an indication of where the their effort and the drone is in red in the numbers beside, and they are coming quick.
Well, they are coming quick. Elise Gallegos, Maria Holdcroft, Alice Lethbridge already out as that. Well, the red line is coming hard. It's Godbeat who is going to see it next.
So the moment the riders at 20th position, well, they've got a point score of 170 points. The riders on the road at the moment, 178 points as they start to get caught. At the moment, this is all about the group. We've got 8 riders now left out on the road. It's going to go down to 7 very, very quickly. Amelia, but you can see how Zhang eliminated out at the moment. Tomasi up near the front of this group with Guerra, Alberg, Kaczynski, and in fact McCarthy, the next rider who sees the drone sweep past. And this is where the points gaps are going to be, because we've seen the defending world champion Kate McCarthy sat now at the side of the road. McCarthy's point score 184 points in 5th position at the moment, 186 on the clock at the moment. It's going to tick onwards as they keep on going. What will that point difference be? It's going to be absolutely critical as they keep on pushing now. Who's next? Well, it looks like it's going to be hill climb specialist Kristen Golczynski. Golczynski, the next rider who's going to feel the force of the drone on the back wheel, freezing that wheel. Guerra on the front here. Tomasi and Alberg are very, very close indeed. And now this is, I'm sure, for Guerra, all about seeing how many more points she can put in to the rider who bettered her in 2024, McCarthy. McCarthy, 184 points. We're now at 194. 10 more points is the gap at the moment between Guerra and McCarthy here in terms of the lead of the race, as we see both Tomasi and it's going to be Alberg now separated. Tomasi at 196 points, Alberg 198. How long can Guerra hold on? This is a big kick you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. Here comes the line. One rider left. She's holding it off, and the drone is on its way. Guerra sits down. The drone comes past the line, zaps, and eliminates Gabby Guerra with 201 points. The only rider to break that 200-point barrier. What a ride, and riding for over 16 and a half minutes there. You can see the positions on your screen, the overall provisional results so far. Your top 10 at the moment. Interesting point scores. One rider over 200.
What a first stage. Absolutely amazing. So Gabriela Guerra from Brazil, 201 points. Camilla Alberg from Sweden, she's a rider I've been watching for a long time, 198 points. Tomasi from Italy, 197. Golczynski from the USA, 194. McCarthy, the defending champion, 184 points. Look at the points difference across that top 10, 201 to 176.
And to put that into context, across the next 2 stages, if you win every checkpoint on all the rest of the stages that are left, there are 380 points available. But the points gap between each of the riders is between winning all the first places and all the second places is 19 points. It's not a huge difference. So the difference between 1st and 5th
Is 17 points.
17 points.
But the difference between 11th and 20th is 5.
So all left to play for after stage number 1. You can see our last rider sitting in what is inside the top 20 at the moment, and that's Suka Fiersa of Norway. At the moment, the rider who's in, Kels Jade Van Shaw, just outside the top 20. She'll be looking to move up, as will Alton, Caramella, Belforth, Hermansen, Koistinen, Kolkowitz, along with Snova, Brook, and Giovanni. They're the next 10 riders. And I mean, it's only 6 points difference between being in and being out at the moment. In the 30th position for Giovanni to Van Shaw. That's not huge, and that's easily overturnable.
It is, and all of these riders are going to be going into the next 2 stages, and 360 points available over the next 2 stages, and they will be looking to pick them up. Although the only difference between this stage and the next 2 is that the top 20 across the points checkpoint will score. The other riders won't.
So really important to be at the front for the next stage. Our riders recovering after what has been a fantastic stage 1 of the women's race at the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championships, powered by MyWhoosh. So, hello and welcome back to the 2025 Cycling Esports World Championships. We're getting ready for stage two, the Punchers Playground. Stage two is going to be really, really critical. It is a really simple concept to understand, maybe a little bit simpler even than the elimination race.
Well, they come out of the pen, 12 kilometres of racing. It's just one lap, 300 metres of elevation. And for the points, which is what this course is all about, 2 sprints and 2 climbs. The sprint comes first at the 2.6 kilometre marker, the first climbing checkpoint at 6.2. The second sprint checkpoint at the 8 kilometre marker, climb number 2 comes at 9.6. And then there are points at the finish at the 12 kilometre marker as well. Now, all the points, the first 20 riders over the line at each of those checkpoints will score points. It's 40, 38, 36, 34, down to 4 and 2 for 19th and 20th over the line. The rest of the riders, if you're not in the top 20, no points.
And 20 points is quite a key number here, and that is because between 20th place and 60th place after stage one, you've got 20 points difference in the overall standings at the moment. Absolutely critical. In terms of riders who've gone well, we literally into the last minute. Anybody who you think is going to go really well on this stage compared to maybe their first stage?
Well, I think we're going to see some of the riders in the top 10 go well, but I do think we're going to see some others as well. Think a little bit further back down the field. Imogen Alton, she's in 22nd. Carolina Colquitt's in 27th. Pia Kuma in 36th. Kate Tridden's currently lying in 51st. Goslander is currently lying in 46th. All of those have got a really good, strong, punchy style of racing. And, well, there's not a lot of points in it when you start to look further back down the field so far. Stage one is complete, but stage two, there's 200 points maximum available, and we could see a bit of a shake-up.
Well, would you think you're going to see the same top 20 after stage two as we saw after stage one?
One word? No.
Okay, well, Emma's issued the one word, which is no. It's the time just about for our riders to begin with a G. So we will see these riders just making their way up on to a race route very shortly indeed. This is the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championships. Stage two, the Punchers Playground. Now, Emma, in terms of tactics that the riders are using here, we saw a number of real top riders up at the very front of the race, who we would expect, but
Yes.
we saw a number of riders who maybe we would expect to be there, not at the very front.
Yeah, I think the first stage was a very interesting stage. We did see a number of riders, like we said, ride at the front, but we did see some riders a little bit further back down. Mika Soderstrom, for me, currently in 16th with 172 points. She's going to go well now on the next two stages because she's such a punchy rider. Not quite at the front. Bridget Filensky, for me, was a really strong ride to finish in 19th.
Well, those riders are going to be on the way in and through. As you can see, we're just going to quick restart just to allow everybody into the pens to make sure everybody gets as much of a chance as possible to be able to race and to give their everything here at the Cycling Esports World Championships for 2025. And this, of course, the semi-finals. This is our women's race, and this is going to be all about making sure that you get yourselves as many points and get in front of that cutoff, which is 20th position. 20th is the cutoff. We do see some riders behind that. However, it's going to be really, really critical for those riders who are just outside. I did a little bit of maths. Now, this is maths, and this is very dodgy. 20th to 40th, 12 points.
I know, it's really, really tight. It really is tight. And, you know, I took the 10-point marker, 8th to 20th, 10 points, 10th to 28th, 10 points, 20th to 35th, 10 points. Anything could happen. We're in with Guerra, Koinstinen, McCarthy, Kolchinsky, and Gallegos as away go the women on stage two. Oh, it's going to be spicy. The repeated short search. I'm going to put my teeth back in.
Go on then.
Repeated short surges. You try saying that fast.
I bet you wrote that before you said that.
I did. I wrote it down and then I thought, only when I said it did I realise what might happen. Repeated short surges and short, sharp ascents.
Well, let's see which of our riders can do that. We have got 5 of our class riders on here, including Mina Koisten, one of the riders who qualified for the finals last year but couldn't make it. The new family doing well, which congratulations
and
to
fabulous
the
to see Mina
family.
back racing
Great
this
to
year.
see Mina back racing up at the top level. The defending world champion, centre of your screens, Kate McCarthy in there, as this race really has exploded from the gun. Just a quick reminder, top right-hand side of your screen, there is the radar view, and each of our riders are represented by a yellow disc. As those riders spread out on the road, you'll see those discs spread out. If they're bunched together, it'll be one big block. At the moment, most of the riders together from this very quick kick off from the start.
Yeah, now the first checkpoint coming at the 2.6 kilometre marker, and they're just at around the 1 kilometre point. Jay Atkin from New Zealand right on the front of this, driving hard. Now, she's an interesting rider and could go well on this stage. Jennifer Gothlander, who I expected to be up here, right at the front, looking for points. So is Maria Holdcroft, another strong rider with a great sprint. She took 4th place in the World Championships last year. Keep an eye out for her. Dana Wagner, Mika Soderstrom, right where she needs to be. Joanna Kalman, Camilla Miros is in there. Rianne Denton. It is rolling constantly at the front of this race. Katerina Karamani is in there. A lot of riders are going to be going out hard for this first checkpoint.
Top right-hand side of your screen, you can see that the road goes slightly to the right. It goes to the left, and then another left-hand turn. And just above that is the archway that indicates the sprint. That sprint is the checkpoint, and that is the key marker for these riders. They need to go through there in the top 20 to be in position to score points. Points are absolutely critical, not just for our leader, that is Gabby Guerra with 201 points, but almost more critical for riders in and around that 170 point marker. 21st place, 170 points, cost Jay Van Shaw, the first rider outside of that cutoff. We're in with Jay Atkin, left-hand side of your screen, holding this bunch nicely at the moment, making sure she stays in the draft, which does play an effect on the riders, doesn't it? Just as it would do if you're riding in the outdoors rather than on cycling esports.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And you really don't want to be out on the front. But Camilla Miros from Poland is at the moment, because she's driving early for the line. They're at the 2.06, should I say, kilometre marker. They've got 500 metres to go. And Atkin has gone long. Miros went up and over the top. Atkin's gone even harder. Alice Lethbridge from Great Britain and Jen Reel in the mix behind. So are Helen McKay and Kirsty Heber-Smith. The GB squad, look at that. 4 riders right at the front of the pack. They're driving for the line. As you said, Matt, you take the left-hand corner, you're going to sight the line. And now Alexi Snova from the USA, 13 watts per kilo. Snova has launched. She's the first woman to go hard here for the sprint checkpoints. Alexi Snova from the USA, Tiffany Penner in 2, Anna Svardström in 3. Snova picks the points up. Penner, Kong, Filensky, Svardström, Gallegos, all in the mix.
So now this is going to be all about where those points go, where they're allocated, who is going to be holding on to those top spots, who's going to be holding on to the positions behind. It will be really, really key to see just how this plays out. These riders really do need to make sure that they get those positions down. Guerra was on 201 points, now on 229 points at the top. So it looks like most of the top 10 that we saw before scoring, but look at this.
Tiffany Penner coming right up strong.
And Bridget Flensky, 6th position. You said she was one to watch.
Alexi Snova moving up into 5th.
Yep, real changes at the top of the top 20 there. In that 20th position marker, the sort of 15 to sort of 25, those are the real critical positions at the moment in terms of being in the cutoff, making it to those live finals in Abu Dhabi or not.
Yeah, they are indeed. A number of riders moving up, a number of riders moving down. Maria Holdcroft, now this Lethbridge moving up strongly into the top 20. Bridget Kiddle now sitting in 20th. Mika Soderstrom sitting in 21st. That's a rider you need to watch.
So these positions are really, really key. We go through these next roller coaster sections of the course, a real sort of sawtooth profile here. And these sections of rollers separate the riders, plus quite a long section on the other side as you go out on that course. So we've got the rollers, we go out the other side of them. We've then got another sprint checkpoint, basically a flat checkpoint. Then we hit the climb, and you can see already big splits starting to happen in the groups.
And you need to make sure you're on the right side of those splits, because once these splits start to form on this course, there is no coming back. The compression and the extension on this section of course where you go through these rollers, really, really difficult. If you can get back on some of the descents, brilliant, but highly likely you may well see the back wheels again as you go up. But McCarthy now out front with Guerra, Tomasi, Tidholm, Soderstrom, Kolczynski, Alberg, Mayer, Gothlander now moving up as well.
So those riders moving up through those groups at the moment. The front of this group about to go up and over the top. Cloyston is chasing this, and I reckon we've got 20 or so riders in that leading group. Valensky just holding about the back of the group. Just going to keep a little bit of a check on the riders in that sort of area at the moment. Over the top, though, it's looking 20, 25 riders at the moment going over the top together-ish. And I'm going to put an ish on that because as you go over the top, it will open up. But then we're going to see another compression here.
We will, and different riders may join the back of the group the next time. But at the moment, it's Velt, Tidholm, Gallegos, Zhang, Guerra, Soderstrom, Mayer, Kolczynski. In there, McCarthy's in there, Gallegos is there. These riders riding strongly now and coming to the fore.
So at the moment, a leading group of 12 riders that are on your screen, and we've got a gap of 5 seconds back to what is going to be another group of about another 10 to 15 riders.
Still scoring points.
They're still scoring points, but each time we get a compression, the groups are coming together. So it depends on how well they're going at the moment. The leading group that's on your screens at the moment, extending the lead over the riders as they go over the top here. That gap opening to about 15 seconds or so at the moment from our leading riders on the front of this group to the riders behind who are chasing. The chase is being led by Anna Caramella, but Kristen Kolczynski right in the mix here, in the right place, the right time, in that front leading group. So at the moment, the group's starting to split. The gap opening up. You can see the very front of this race opening up. At one stage, it was 12 riders strong, and at the moment, it's looking like 12 riders it is.
Well, Kristen Kolczynski is the national champion from the USA for 2025. She also finished 9th in the World Championships in 2024, so she's a top 10 racer. And, well, I am sure she's going to be looking for that podium this year. She's on great form.
So let's run you through these riders if we can very quickly on this group as they go in through. Mayer, McCarthy, along with Soderstrom, Guerra, Zhang. We've also got Tidholm, Holcroft, Tomasi, Gallegos is in here, Velt is in here as well. The riders making their way up over the top of that little rise there together.
One more rise to go. So we sweep round this left-hand bend. You'll see, well, they'll see as well the polka dot banner that signifies the climb checkpoint at the 6.2 kilometre marker. The pack now rolling. McCarthy, Tomasi, Zhang, Gallegos, Soderstrom, Guerra. They are all going to want to pick up as many points as possible. We drop in with Nicole Mayer. Mayer pushing strongly in those stars and stripes. There's 3 riders from the USA in this group riding strongly, but Soderstrom now goes at 10 watts per kilo on the front of the pack. She's a rider in 21st place overall at the moment. She wants to pick up those points. McCarthy kicks as well. So does Tomasi. Kolczynski is there. Guerra is watching the move. She's got a little bit of sliding room with those points from stage 1, but it's Soderstrom and McCarthy side by side at the moment, heading towards the checkpoint. Mika Soderstrom is going to take the points from Kate McCarthy on climb checkpoint 1.
So great riding by Soderstrom and McCarthy there on the front, picking up 40 and 38 points respectively. Remember, this runs right the way down as they go through to what is a 20th position. So the front group going over to pretty much together now, and this is where it should all in theory come back together in terms of the lead group, but not necessarily everybody behind, because we've got that elite group off the front now.
I love it when you say in theory. Lots of things should
happen caveat,
in theory, but it doesn't ever mean they really happen in real life. Well, Kate McCarthy at the moment with Mika Soderstrom, the 2 riders at the front here. They're 2 seconds up on Guerra, Kolczynski and Tomasi. In fact, there's then a gap forming to Olberg, Holdcroft, Tidholm et al. They're around 7 seconds back from McCarthy. And the question for me now, does McCarthy push on or does McCarthy wait?
Well, let's take a little look at those point scores. Just bringing those, your top 5 point scorers on your screen. 261 points for Guerra ahead of Tomasi, McCarthy, Alberg and Kaczynski. You can see that on your screens. Behind Kolczynski, Gallegos on 226, Valensky on 221, 212 for Soderstrom. She's in 8th position with Snova at 206 and Zan at 204. Holcroft also tied on points on 204.
Yeah.
So the top point scorers going well.
Well, Amika Soderstrom really bringing herself up into that top 10 position on this stage so far. She was 21st on stage 1, so bringing herself up now into 8th. Absolutely brilliant. She's on our screens at the moment. Let's not forget, she's twice Swedish cycling esports champion, but she's also twice Swedish road race champion.
An absolutely talented all-round rider. Now, let's just get you up to date a little bit on what's happening on the road. One rider just down the road, that is McCarthy, who is solo at the very front of the race at the moment. Kolczynski, Tomasi and Co in a group at what is at the moment 7 seconds behind this solo leader. And you can see that group at the moment losing a little bit of time. The chasing group of riders plus our leader are all within what is going to be a few seconds, because we've lost Amelia Velt off the lead group as well. As they go through the checkpoint, McCarthy takes the points there, and behind they're battling for places. McCarthy has gone solo. That means she's got maximum points and everybody else now scrambling.
Well, I'll tell you, really good strategic point from McCarthy, because sprint checkpoint number 2 is only 600 metres to the base of the second climb. Going clear at this point, really good, because it means tactically she's picked up the maximum number of points at sprint checkpoint 2, and she sets herself up for a great climb. The climb checkpoint comes at the 9.6 kilometre marker, so it's 1,200 metres away. You can see the climb ahead. It's short, it's sharp, it's steep, and Kate McCarthy's got 5 seconds on the rest of the pack.
So the points at the moment after that checkpoint, Guerra leading at the moment, 293 points. Tomasi, 291 in second. McCarthy picking up the maximum points there, 288. Alberg, Kolczynski, Soderstrom, Gallegos, Valensky, Holdcroft and Tidholm rounding out the top 10. Zhang picking up loads of points, absolutely rocketing through the standings because she's part of that chase group, the nearest chase group. It's a big time gap back now from our race leader to the second chasing group. It is in excess of a minute.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to give, whilst the riders are on the climb, a very quick rundown of the riders who are just outside the top 20. Before we get to the 500 metres to go banner, at 21st, it's Anna Caramello. Mina Koistenen's in 22nd. Joanna Cowman's in 23rd. Jacqueline Godby's in 24th. Alice Lethbridge is in 25th. Eleanor Weisman in 26th. Pia Kuma in 27th. Camilla Miros in 28th. Carolina Lennon in 29th. You need to get behind your riders should you want them to move up.
And Godby with work to do to get into her next consecutive final. We'll see. McCarthy, though, hits the 500 metre to go board. It's 500 metres of ascent. The gradient at the moment, 11.3%. And those turbo trainers will be replicating that gradient. This is stage number 2, the middle of our 3 stages. It's the women's race, and at the moment, the leader on terms of points is Gabby Guerra with 293 points. The leader on the road on this stage is Kate McCarthy, the defending champion, with Tomasi and Guerra behind. And you can see on your screen the USA team, Kolczynski, Snova, Gallegos, and Maya, all working hard at the moment.
They're packing it, they are.
They've got a great representation inside of the top 10, and they've got great representation inside the top 20 at the moment.
I know, absolutely brilliant from Team USA in the women's race at the moment, and you can see just how hard the women are racing on your screen. And interesting, 2 riders up and out the saddle on the climb, 2 riders seated on the climb, different styles working for different riders. But at the moment, it's McCarthy in 1, Tomasi in 2, Guerra in 3, Kolczynski, Holdcroft, Tidholm, Alberg, Zhang, Soderstrom and Gallegos. They're the riders at the front of this race at the moment in the top 10. They've got 200 metres to go, and they're looking to pick up the points. And the defending champion, Kate McCarthy, you can see her up and out of the saddle. The fans are blowing, and she is working for those points right now.
So at the moment, 260 points left available if you were to win everything from here to the finishing line. That's going to go down to 220 because McCarthy's going to take those out of the equation because she's going to take away the win here on the climb. This is our next checkpoint. This is the run up to the penultimate checkpoint on stage number 2. And the defending champion from New Zealand, Kate McCarthy, out of the saddle, rockets over the top, and will now be building that momentum by accelerating into the downhill, just as you would see outdoors. You see the same on Cycling Esports behind Aguera, now just at the front, picking up the rest of the group towards the line, and she's going to take away the second highest point score there. It means that when those points are added in, we're going to see a little bit of shuffling in the top 5, I suspect, because we've sort of seen a good ride there by Kolczynski. She's actually got a little bit of time between herself and Camilla Alberg, and they've been jockeying for position. We've also got Tomasi Holcroft Tidholm inside that top 10 last time we saw. The question will be, how far can they go? McCarthy at the moment just taking a breather on that downhill there. You can see the revs going to 0. Guerra, though, at the moment just waits to drop down.
There she goes.
So she's now down in that aero top, making the most of the aerodynamics, sitting on the saddle still, though. Perfectly UCI legal in all disciplines. No sitting on the top tube. Guerra in the at the moment, the rider you can see on your screen taking a drink in person. The Brazilian rider, Gabi Guerra, the leading point scorer, 331 points at the moment, ahead of McCarthy, who's second overall on the point score. Tomasi in third. Fourth place is Alberg. Fifth, Kolczynski. Sixth is Soderstrom. Seventh, Gallegos. Eighth, Holcroft. Ninth, Tidholm. 10th is Zhang. Behind Falensky, just outside of the top 10. 20th, rolling around that 20th position. Well, really interesting to see. We've got Hoekstra in 19th, Penner in 20th, Svarström in 21st, and Caramello in 22nd. But a number of these riders still to hit that checkpoint score point,
well,
so that will all change.
I tell you, the top 22 riders, or top 24 riders now on the road, are through that second climb checkpoint. And Alice Lethbridge, the last rider scoring on that checkpoint. Eleanor Weisman, Carolina Lennon, and Bridget Falensky all picking up points, and so does Kelsey Jade Van Shaw.
So Van Shaw needing those points to try and push herself into that top 20 at the moment, sitting in 16th position, holding that position. You can see the top left-hand side of your screen. Our riders on the way in as they make their way over these bumps, making their way in towards the next checkpoint. What's key here, though, the riders are on the way down, and we can see them in person as they come in through. You can see the banner is in the distance. Guerra, Tomasi, and McCarthy, the riders that you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. McCarthy
that
at
is
the moment.
Kate McCarthy about to go through.
She's on her way to the final checkpoint, the finishing line of stage number 2 of the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals. And the defending champion from New Zealand decided it was time to go. She's put her foot down. She's going to take the final checkpoint point. She takes maximum points there, and it's going to be down to what the rest of the riders can do. The gap between McCarthy and Guerra, I think, was 3 points, and it's all going to be about now what Guerra can do in terms of chasing on the way in towards the line. These riders coming in and through, and I think it's going to be Guerra who's going to come through for a second place, Tomasi in third, and Alberg
coming through for fourth.
This is a real
Mika
big
Soderstrom as well. So the riders now all coming through on this stage, on stage number 2. So McCarthy takes the win on stage 2, going underneath that banner first. Guerra, then Tomasi, then Alberg, Soderstrom, Maria Holdcroft in 6th, Joanna Tidholm in 7th, Kristen Kolczynski coming through as well. So the top 8 riders are through at the end of stage 2 right now. We're watching the rest of the group start to come in, and we're in with Amelia Welt at the moment, the German rider. She's got Mina Koinsten and Lisa Hermansen not far behind her, ahead of her Hao Zhang and Nicole Meyer going across the line and picking up points.
So in terms of the overall, Gabby Guerra really just hanging on by the skin of her teeth. We'll get the points computed as we see this group come in. This is critical for points in and around the bottom of the top 20, so just above that cut-off point. Big kick coming from Kelsey J. Van Sure as Kalman now kicks for the line.
Yeah, she does indeed. And let's just remember, whilst the riders might want to win today, there's no benefit to winning. It's not like BMX, for example, where you get your lanes choice.
Yes.
It's the top 20 riders going through to the finals. There's nothing then in there that says if you come first, you get this. If you come fifth, you get that.
Yeah, so in BMX, if you take it's the fastest time in qualifying, you get the pick of where you line up on the gate, and gate 1 is always the fastest gate, pretty much on most BMX tracks. So everybody wants that spot. When you come through here, it's get through in the top 20. Doesn't matter if you're 19th, 20th, or first.
That was Joanna Kalman coming through, 21st overall on the stage, and that'll add to her points today. So really good to see.
Okay, so 2 stages done here in the women's race. You can see the overall points standing for the top 10 riders, with Gabby Guerra leading from McCarthy to Massey, Alberg, and Kolchinsky rounding out the top 5. The points gap has stretched, though, with that group going clear on the front, and then McCarthy rocketing away up. Yeah. And my bad maths, indeed, it is 1 point now separating Guerra from McCarthy. So you can see 5 points from McCarthy to Massey, and there's a lot of point scoring opportunities in the next stage, in stage number 3, but a number of those have reduced points in them. So it does make things interesting. We'll run through those when we go on to the next stage in terms of points. Critical, though, inside that top 20 at the moment, and guaranteeing themselves a spot. If we were to stop here, you can see Mayer, Felinski, Velt, Manson, Van Short, Kittle, Cloyston, Snow, and Hoekstra and Penner are in, but they can't relax, can they?
No, because I can tell you, Tiffany Penner is 20th. In 21st, Anna Svardström is tied on 185 points. Carolina Lennon, 184, Anna Caramillo, 181, Eleanor Wiseman, 180, Alice Lethbridge, 179, Jacqueline Godby, 178. You can see how close that is from 20th, well, pretty much to 31st.
So it is very close on the cutoff. You'll need to join us for stage 3 to find out who makes the top 20 and who doesn't. So hello and welcome back to the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals. Our women's races in progress. We've had two amazing stages, the elimination stage and the Punchers of Paradise stage, a real ruler stage, but this is all about sprinting.
It is stage 3, the Sprinters Paradise. It's 8 laps of a 1.5 kilometre course, just 17 metres of elevation each lap. And well, it's going to be fast and furious. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, and then you come through the line. Literally 8 times. Now, interestingly, on stage 3, the points, well, they're a little bit different. A total of 180 points available, maximum 20 points for each lap until you get to the finale, where double points are available.
So 20 to 1 for the first 20 riders over the line for the first 7 times through the line. Last time through the line, 42 points up for grabs. Really key in terms of positions overall. After 2 stages, the overall standings are tight at the very top. 1 point separating Gabby Guerra from Kate McCarthy, 369 and 368 points respectively. But as we make our way down, as we said at the end of stage 2, every point is going to be critical for those riders in and around that 20th position. 20 riders moving through to those live finals in November in Abu Dhabi, where they'll be there in person. The rest of the riders, well, they'll have to wait and see, because if you're just outside, there is still a slight chance you'll go through. But of course, all these riders, and we did say earlier in the show, racing for their position in the world overall, because for many riders, this would be the culmination of their season to race the semi-finals at the World Championship.
And I tell you
points
something,
are still counting.
Racing the semi-finals at the World Championships, what an achievement. And we've got 144 women on the start sheets today, and they are smattered from many different nations, 28 in total, across the results sheet at the moment. You can find them live on the MyWhoosh website, but let's just take a look. So, as Matt indicated, just 1 point separating Guerra and McCarthy at the top at the moment. Tomasi, Alberg, Kolczynski, Soderstrom, Holdcroft, Gallegos, Tidholm and Zhang round out the top 10. But for me, Matt, what gets really exciting is what's happening from 11th place onwards.
So 11th place downwards is really, really key here, because 274 points for 10th place, 263 for 11th. Yep, it's still relatively close. But when you get to 185 points for 20th for Penner, 190 for Hoekstra, 206 for Snova, Koisten is on 209. Behind them, the points are very close indeed.
They are.
Between 20th place, it's 185 points. To get to 30th place, it's 170 points, I think. Am I right?
Yes, so 15 points separating 20th place from 30th, and 20th and 21st are tied on points at the moment, so nothing is a given. Anna Svanström in 21st on the same number of points as Tiffany Penner in 20th. Karolina Lennonen from Finland just 1 point further back. So those 3 riders are having a real battle out there. Anna Caramillo from Portugal, she too is only a handful of points back. Eleanor Wiseman from Belgium, Joanna Kalman, who we've seen sprinting strongly, again just 1 point back and tied with Alice Lethbridge from Great Britain.
And a quick reminder, 180 points available if you were to win every checkpoint on the way through to our finish and take the win at the finish. So being right at the front is really, really key here. There's still big points to be scored, given that those point gaps are narrow all the way through, particularly critical around that 20th to 25th position. Now, the riders are being lined up ready to go. They're about 1 minute 30 off. In terms of race tactics overall, this is the semi-finals. We're looking forward to the finals already. I'm sure everybody is. When we look forward to those finals, are we going to see the same race tactics there as we see now in the semi-finals?
I doubt it.
Expand on that. Feel free.
You've got 140 riders in this race today. You're only going to have 20 riders, maybe 23 if the 3 wildcards are taken up in the finals. You're all on stage together. You can see each other, and the points allocation is much tighter because there are just 20 of you in the race. So, for example, there, Jill Pruitt was in 31st place there, picked up points in the last stage. So did Kate Tridden. For me, those two riders, 31st and 36th at the moment, if they can get in the breakaway group this time, they could well move up dramatically.
And that's really about qualifying now here. And the tactics are get qualified in the top 20. When we go to the finals, it's about your final position. Every single point is about being in position at the finals, being in that number one spot, wearing that rainbow jersey. This is the last chance to get yourself in to those qualifying top 20 spots. The last stage. Well, we're into the last 10 seconds, and that means that what these riders do now will be the difference between being in those live finals and being watching from the sidelines, watching on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel, watching it wherever they can. It's time to go racing. The final stage is underway. This is the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals, and this is going to be critical.
Well, this is going to be fast and furious, and Holly Bergen from Great Britain has gone off the front. The Yorkshire Rose herself, Katerina Karamani, another Yorkshire lass in the mix, as well as Larissa Hooiberg from the Netherlands. Those three riders going thick and fast off the front. Now, this is a 1.5 kilometre lap. It is going to take just over 2 minutes per lap. There are 8 laps. It is going to be fast and furious, both to the viewer and the rider. And the riders are going to need to be really, really key and clear on their positioning in the groups. For me, getting in that breakaway group, getting in group number 1, should this split up on the road, is absolutely critical.
And we're already seeing gaps starting to open between about 98th and about 100th position on the road. The leading group at the moment, pulling along a number of riders, hiding in the draft, staying out of the wind. It gives you an advantage. It means it's easier to stay with maybe a faster rider. But because of the pace at the moment, we are seeing splits. What was a big race field already being broken up. The leading group now, well, it's just about at 90 riders, but it is breaking again between 90th and about 75th position at the moment. So very, very quickly, the pressure that's being applied on this fast climb is starting to do damage. We're in with Bergen, who is holding this group. You can still see plenty of riders in contention. The leading group now, though, has really been decimated. We're down to 65 riders just about hanging on to this group at the moment.
And they're about to come in to the end of lap number 1. There's the banner. They're going to start to scrabble for places. Alexi Snova, 15 watts per kilo from Alexi Snova. We knew she could sprint, and sprint she has right off the front. Mika Soderstrom's gone, as well as Tomasi, Svardström, Penna, Pruitt. Jill Pruitt, we said she was in 31st. Well, she's just gone through in 6th place and picked up brilliant points.
Well, great riding there by Pruitt to come in through, scoring points there right at the front of the race. It makes such a difference if you can stay in that group, or more importantly, if you can sprint like Alexi Snova. We saw Snova go hard on sprint number 1, the very first checkpoint on stage number 1. Now we're starting to see that move, and Snova, I think, has moved herself up through the rankings. She's in 15th position by my reckoning. She's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I think she may well get into top 10.
Well, I'll tell you something. Jill Pruitt has just moved herself up from 31st to 23rd with sprint number 1. And I tell you something, she's got 7 more left. If she can hang on in there, well, Brittany Litton is right on the front here. And it's always interesting. Never think the race is over until the last set of points have been scored.
Certainly not when it is this close at the top of the standings. Well, those gaps, it was only 1 point coming into this. It'll be very interesting to see what tactics are employed by the very fastest riders, because riders like McCarthy and Guerra here, I've got to think, how hard do they go at the moment? We've actually got McCarthy leading from Tomasi, with Guerra down into 3rd place on the point standings over all the points available on mywhoosh.com/results. You just need to click on the live screen.
Well, when you look at it, there's over 100 points separating first place from around 9th place. So ninth, 10th. So there's a huge amount of slipping room. Do you push hard now, knowing that you want to qualify in first place, or do you just take an easier ride?
Well, just going to take a look. It doesn't look like an easy ride for anybody here. Holcroft, Tonkinson, Denton, and Hebersmith, part of the massive representation from Great Britain. This is the run in for the line. They need to be right in this kick up for that finishing line at the moment. And Denton is right in the mix there, kicking away in through the line. Great result for her. She scored some good points there. Denton with a big result there. And this is about pushing in. I think Holcroft also with some good positions.
Well, I can tell you, Snova went through at the front with Tidholm, Gallegos, Soderstrom, Otto, Guerra, Hoekstra, Hermansen, McCarthy, London, Gothlander, Miros, Tridden, Svardstrom, Ulberg, Wagner, Denton, Tomasi, Sopers, and Jill Pruitt.
Well, the points standings will be changing in around that 20th position overall at the moment. Valensky is in the top of 20. Van Schuur has gone just outside the top 20 in 21st place. But this is going to be really, really critical.
And this
here
is really the critical point for me, because whilst riders sit up and take recovery after the sprint, this is the danger zone. This is where the lead group can start to just go away from you. You rest too much, you lose the back of the group. You could well be losing points next lap.
And as you look at the top right-hand side of your screen, and on your screen, you can see our leaders now starting to come around to lap riders. Now, as they go past, the riders aren't allowed to jump into the group. They're not allowed to influence the racing. You can't hitch your lift with the express train, trying to jump on that as it goes past. It's kind of dangerous. Don't try it at home, folks. It is all about making sure that the riders get through and race sort of between themselves. So if you're in a group of three getting caught, you still race in your group of three. You just don't try and jump onto the leading group. At the moment, they'll wind up going over the top once again, and this time round it's the USA's Mayer who has gone over the top. She's gone hard at the moment, with Guerra chasing them, McCarthy and Gobby, Alberg in there. Gothalander's hovering in and around the top 10. She's got a phenomenal kick. We'll see whether she's going to put that in to effect here at the moment. But man, the USA squad here really have got these tactics drilled. We saw this in the men's race in 2024. We're seeing it again, as this time McCarthy says, anything you can do, well, I can play that game too. And McCarthy up against Soderstrom.
Soderstrom goes over the top. Oh, Mika Soderstrom, she can sprint. Lisa Hermansen picking up points as well. So is Maria Holdcroft. So Soderstrom goes through. Hermansen, Miros, Tidholm, Holdcroft, Field, Tilly Field coming up. Jackie Godby as well. I tell you something, there's some riders really doing some damage on stage 3.
So McCarthy now breaks the 400 points marker. McCarthy in the centre of your screen. On the left-hand side there, the defending champion, 404 points. Guerra in second place, 396. Tomasi in third, 385. You can see the top 10 on your screen at the moment. Hao Zhang are just holding it nicely inside the top 10. Just behind Nicole Mayer with that big move on the front there. She managed to get still grab quite a lot of points on the way through there. Really important.
Yeah, and
makes such a difference.
Well, Kristen Kolczynski not picking up points that time round. Anna Caramello, the Portuguese rider, coming up and through to pick up the final point score. So really interesting to see there. And as you can see now, the riders from USA having to push to get back onto that leading group. They're really going to need to squeeze on those pedals to get back in. Tomasi, Guerra, Koinstonen, Mina Koinstonen, what a ride. I mean, she's just got one fabulous story around elite cycling esports. And if you've been following it, this is the culmination.
So our riders are on the way back in towards the sprint. The positions around about 15th. 15th is 246 points. 20th, 206. 21st is 206 points. And 25th place is 184 points. The points are super tight around that 20th position, around that cutoff. They're tied 20th to 21st. This is key. Next big kick for the line. Dana Wagner at the moment leading with Koistonen. Svarstrom's up there as well. Who's going to have that final say as they come to the line? You can see Mika Soderstrom really pushing on those pedals, but Moroz has gone on the front, but now it's McCarthy goes over the top and takes the points. Kate McCarthy, well, she's become a bit of a super sprinter between stages 2 and 3.
She's a brilliant all-rounder. She really is an all-round rider, and she's got everything in her toolbox. But McCarthy picking up the points there from Tidholm, Alberg, Soderstrom, Svalström. I tell you what, it's Kate McCarthy leading a plethora of 4 Swedish riders over the line that time. They're packing it, and I'll tell you something, they're moving the riders up into the top 5. Look at that, Mika Soderstrom in 4, Camilla Alberg in 5, and Joanna Tidholm is in 6th place at the moment.
Gallegos and Kolczynski from the United States of America in 7th and 8th. Holcroft from Great Britain in 9th. We've got a real mix of riders in the mix. Now, there's 2 German riders inside the top 15 as well. Top 20. Well, Koivunen just inside the top 20. Hoekstra just outside. 10 points separating 20th. Mina Koivunen at 216 points, and Hoekstra in 21st place with 206.
Well, I'll tell you, the riders just missing out at the moment. Tiffany Penner down to 22nd. Jacqueline Godby currently 23rd. Tilly Field currently 24th. Jill Pruitt now in 25th. Carolina Lennonen in 26th.
And a rider to watch out for, Neil Otto could put a great sprint in, but you've got to be right up in this leading group at the moment. As you come around the bend over the top, you need to be in the group, in the mix. We're in with Gothlander at the moment. This next sprint will be critical. This is lap 5 of 8 that they will be completing here today. And as they go through, that means as they go through, there'll be 3 more laps to go. This is going to be key. What can they do in those last few laps, those last few sprints? And remember, double points on the last sprint, on the final sprint into the line. It's 20 points to 1. So this is going to be critical. This is the women's race. This is our final stage of the women's race. The next sprint unfolds with Soderstrom leading this out. McCarthy goes over the top. Big work out for Soderstrom, but McCarthy came in over the top there. Alberg, though, with a great final kick. The timing of these sprints is so critical. And if this is an indication for the finals about how much you need to hone your racing for this final sprint to get that power down at just the right moment, it really does mean that we're going to see a great finale to the finals in Abu Dhabi in the middle of November for 2025, where we're going to be crowning our world champion. Will it be defending champion Kate McCarthy leading the point standings here in the semi-finals? 20 riders due to go through. The top 10 riders at the moment on your screen. 10th to 20th, well, it is again yo-yoing as they come in through the riders behind. But at the moment, it looks like we've still got Zhang, Meyer, Snova, Filensky, Velt, Svarström, Kittel, Koivunen, Van Short, and Moroz in. At the moment, out, Hoekstra, Penner, Godby, Field, Caramello, Gothlander, Pruitt, Leinonen, Otto and Wiseman. That takes you to the top 30.
Yeah, but I tell you something.
Close.
Godby and Gothlander are scoring points every lap at the moment. So do not discount Kamila Miroz, the rider from Poland as well. Picking up points. She's in the leading group. That's where you need to be. But we're slowly.
Oh, you can't be too slow, though. You can't be too slow. Oh. This is lap 6 of 8. You're going to run out of point scoring opportunity. I know it's double points on the last lap, but as they come through here towards this checkpoint, there are 80 points left on the board if you took all the wins that are left. It's still a big point score, but everybody at the front of the group now in the top 10 are scoring points. Everybody almost within sort of the top 20 are scoring points because this is such an elite group on the front here.
It is, but there are riders in here who have made the selection outside of the top 20 overall at the moment. The top 20 go through to the final. They're going underneath the banner for lap number 6. They're picking up points, and it's Kolczynski, Tidholm, and Gallegos right up there. McCarthy came through. Oh, I tell you something. She's practicing her timing, is Kate McCarthy today. But Gallegos, Alberg, Kolczynski, Tidholm, Holdcroft, Mina Koivunen picking up 14 points that time. Jacqueline Godby picking up 13, doing a brilliant job. Tilly Field picks up 8. Jennifer Gothlander picks up 7. Donna Wagner picks up 5. Some of these riders are working their way slowly towards 20th place, the magic number.
So Godby, 21st at the moment. Currently, 8 points off the total of Camilla Moroz, the rider in front in 20th position at the moment. Only 8 points separating being in and being out at the moment. You can see Moroz 219 points. Gobby at the moment 211 in 21st position. Very, very close. Riders who are almost cleared, I would say almost the top 15 now, are pretty secure.
Yes. But the 5th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, no. The Swedish trio of Mika Soderstrom, Joanna Tidholm, and Camilla Ahlberg on your screens at the moment. The disco lights in Tidholm's room are still flashing. They're keeping her buoyed, they're keeping her motivated, and boy, is she doing a phenomenal job today, along with her compatriots Soderstrom and Ahlberg. They really are in the mix. They're in amongst it here at the semi-finals of the World Championships. It's the Cycling Esports World Championships for 2025. The semi-finals today for the women. The men are coming up later today, and everybody, 20 men, 20 women, are looking for places on that stage in Abu Dhabi on November the 15th.
A real mix of nations represented as we make our way into complete lap number 7. When we hit the line, there will be one more lap to go in the women's semi-finals of the UCI Cycling Esports World Championships. And as they hit the line, it's a familiar figure hitting the front once again as they go in through. Are we going to see anybody go for a one-lap wonder on the way out over the top? I can't imagine we are. McCarthy picking up maximum points as she came in through. 483 points in total. She's now a full end score win, almost clear. 447 for Guerra at the moment in second position. Tomasi and Ahlberg, well, they're not far away. 4 Swedish flags in the top 10 at the moment. 1 from Great Britain, 2 from the United States of America, 1 from Italy, 1 from Brazil, and 1 from New Zealand. It's the New Zealand flag of McCarthy at the top of the standings.
Jackie Godby goes into 20th place with 1 lap left to go. Camilla Miros 1 point back in 21st. Tilly Field is a further 4 points back in 22nd. This is getting really close. These points are going to count on this final lap in this race for those World Championship finals. The women, well, they've got one more sprint to lay it on the line.
McCarthy's not going to leave it to a sprint. She's come into this last lap. Is this a real dress rehearsal? She's in front of Gabby Guerra. Guerra on the left of your screen in person. The rider center screen in the green of Brazil. You can see the face of Guerra, the face of McCarthy. McCarthy went off the front. She's racing away to the line. Guerra is trying to chase this down. This is all about that final point score. They've gone for a long one. They've gone for a full lap. McCarthy opened the throttle, and at the moment, they're all left in the dust because Guerra is the rider in second place. Coyston at the moment in third place of Tomasi in football. That's going to all change as they run into the line. McCarthy is going to round out the women's semi-finals in style. She leads the point standings already. She'll extend the gap because Kate McCarthy of New Zealand is going to come through to win the final checkpoint sprint, to win the final stage and take away the win overall in those semi-finals. Gabby Guerra is coming through immediately behind, and look at the state the riders. That is what it means to try to get yourself in and take a win in the UCI Championships.
Are you bashing the table?
I am.
Well, Nicole Mayer, one of those riders from the USA, really doing a sterling job here, continuing to push all the way to the line. She's got around 350 meters to go, but she is driving to that line. She's going to look to qualify, I think. It's going to be interesting to see, but there she is on our screens doing the business. Nicole Meyer from the USA. We've got 2 Swedish riders behind her pushing on and pushing in as well at the moment, but the pack is pushing. Oh, it's the finish line, and all of the riders are coming across at the end of stage 3. 3 challenging stages for the semi-final.
Well, Nicole Mayer goes through. I think she's going to be in the finish and be in key points position. I make it Nicole Mayer goes through in 15th position, nicely inside, but we're going to just double check on those points at the moment in the overall. So let's see who is going to be in there. This is going to come down to everybody who comes into the finish. This is going to be the key thing. Who is going through? These are your top 10 riders: McCarthy, Guerra, Tomasi, Alberg, Soderstrom, Gallegos, along with Kulczynski, Tidholm, Holcroft, and Hermansen. Your top 10.
They are indeed, and it is fabulous to see the 3 different stages of points there and who has ridden strongly in each and where each of those riders progressed. Well, that is your top 10. We move down and through the overall now. This is the combined points from all 3 of those stages. So Lisa Hermansen rounding out the top 10. Mina Koinstinen going through in 11th place. That is going to be one exceptionally happy rider. Brigitte Kittel from New Zealand, Hao Zhang from China, Amelia Velt from Germany, Nicole Meyer from the USA, along with Alexi Snova, Bridget Falensky from Germany, a great ride from her, Anna Svardström from Sweden, Jacqueline Godby made it, those sprinting legs paid off, and 2, Tilly Field. She was out of it, or it looked like she was out of it going into the final stage, but she put herself in the right place, and she finishes in 20th place.
Really interesting. Bridget Falensky thought she'd done enough. Didn't take any points, didn't make the break, didn't get into the top 20 on the last stage. She scored points on the last stage. Really interesting move by her to make her way in and through. So great riding by the riders, great riding by all of them to get in through. Emma, I mean, we saw on stage 1 a real foundation being set. Some of the riders that we expected to be up there were there, but we had a number of riders who were a little bit slow in their starts, let's say, and a bit more considered, weighing up how many points to go for. But then stage 2, we really saw it take shape. Stage 3 was all about that battle to get in.
Well, I think a lot of riders knew that stage 1 wasn't their strong point, and they knew that stage 2 and stage 3 they would progress and they would come up through the ranks. And we saw that. We saw riders coming from way down in the 30s right the way up to moving up and through in those latter 2 stages. And I think people bided their time. And I'll tell you something, the patience, the dedication, the commitment of those riders to be able to hold their nerve through stage 1 and go into stage 2 and stage 3, knowing that it was going to be lap 7 and lap 8 of the final stage that could potentially put them in the final. And it did. It worked. Jacqueline Godby, Tilly Field, the 2 riders finishing in 19th and 20th. That was all the final stage in the last few laps. And I have to say, 21st, Kelsey Jade Van Shaw, Camilla Miros in 22nd, Anna Caramello in 23rd. Those 3 riders also did a phenomenal job. Kimberly Hoekstra as well, tying on points with Anna Caramello. You can see there, Mina Koinstinen. For me, I'm going to say that is my story of the semi-finals, because Mina Koinstinen, making the finals last year, new member of the family this year, meaning she didn't race those finals in Abu Dhabi last year. Well, Mina, it looks like you're going this year. I am so pleased.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I think everybody riding their socks off here to get themselves in to the finish. When you look at that points table, and I think there's going to be a lot of people digesting where those points went, don't forget all of those points are available on www.mywhoosh.com/results. You can pick them all up there, the full point standings and the allocation of points on the way through. Don't forget, of course, all those points really, really counting. And it has been, to some degree, a dress rehearsal for the finals, which we would love to have you along for as well. If you are in Abu Dhabi in the middle weekend in November, then you do need to get yourselves down there. Don't forget, of course, that you can join us on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel and on Twitch as well. Myself, Matt Payne, and Emma Martin for all of the action in our finals in November. Make sure you're there. Thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to the team behind the scenes. It's time for us to say, until those finals, goodbye. So hello and welcome to the second part 2 of the UCI Cycling Esports World Championship for 2025. The UCI, the governing body for cycle sport globally, all 11 different disciplines, including cycling esports. Powered by MyWhoosh, and as you've seen, if you've been watching the women's racing, some amazing race graphics and action, and that representation of the riders' power really coming to the fore and showing just what our riders are capable. And of course, those windows of the riders in action, it really showed how much energy the riders were putting in. My name's Matt Payne. I'm here along with Emma Martin. And Emma, I think for me, one of the key things that we're seeing that effort from the riders. You don't need to be at the side of the event. You can see into that little world that they've generated for themselves in terms of what's around them, the surroundings, and how that then translates into what they do. We've seen disco lights and we've seen Spartan pain caves.
We have indeed. And, the riders, I mean, it's great to get that little window into everybody's world. And they ride and they race in very different places, whether they're in a bespoke pain cave with the lights pumping and the music going, etc., or whether they're in their front room next to the sofa with the whole family around them. We've seen all sorts of little windows into people's worlds today. And I think one of the other things we've seen, 3 stages, it's not over till the final lap.
No, it's not. But you need to be there, setting a good foundation on stage 1. And what I would say is, if you've not watched the women's race, if you've just joined us for the men's, just make sure you watch the women's racing as well, because it was absolutely brilliant to see, and it really has set us up fantastically to with big expectations of what the men are going to do as well, and big standards to meet for the men after the action that we saw.
Yeah. And often we see the men and the women racing the same courses differently. So I'm really looking forward to this.
And I think one of the key things for me here is when we approach these 3 stages, are we going to see similar tactics? Are we going to see different race tactics? Bearing in mind, this is the semi-finals, not the finals. The finals are live in Abu Dhabi in the middle of November. If you are lucky enough to be there in person, then have a great time and make sure you get down and watch it live. Don't forget to jump on board. If you're watching this, you're probably going to be watching this on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel or on the Twitch TV. Give it a subscribe, give it a like, get notified when we go live for the racing, whether that is for the Sunday Race Club, where all of the riders, just like here at the Cycling Esports World Championships, are verified, or whether that is going to be for the finals as well, or even better, jump on board, get on board MyWhoosh and get riding. And you never know, we might be talking about you in next year's semi-finals. It's possible to come from not nowhere, but if you're naturally talented and you put in the hard work, you could be one of these riders, Emma.
Yeah, you can do indeed. Now, we've got 170 riders on the start sheets in the men's race today. 56 of them rode the semi-finals last year. So that just tells you, 115 near enough of these riders, it's their semi-final first time. They weren't here last year. Now, 34 different countries represented on the start sheets, which is absolutely phenomenal. Just shows you the global reach of cycling esports. The other thing to note, no Lionel Vujasin today. He was second in the world last year, so the silver medalist, and no Casper Bormans either. The Finnish rider took 3rd in Abu Dhabi last year. Those 2 riders are the key riders for me who are missing from the start sheets today.
And in terms of the racing, cycling esports has been around for a long time. We started way back. We've been well over a decade now of cycling esports. This is the second of the years of MyWhoosh as the official UCI cycling esports partner for 2024, 25 and 26. We've seen the evolution from last year's semi-finals and finals. Some of the key tenements of this, though, are that we have the public qualifiers, this unique way to come on board, to jump on board, as well as the nations coming in. And the riders that have made it here, they've gone through all the hoops, they've made it in and into what is a unique opportunity to race from home, from wherever you want to be, in a semi-final at a World Championships. So time for us to head across to the first stage of the men's race for the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championships, powered by MyWhoosh. So here at the semi-finals of the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championships, we are getting ready to go on stage one. Emma, stage one, is it your favourite stage?
Oh, good question. Yes and no, actually. Yes, because it is something so different, and it is really interesting to watch. And the focus on the back of the race rather than the focus on the front of the race, I think, is a really interesting element. But I have to say, it might be stage three just because of the build-up and the excitement, and you don't know what's going to happen. But stage one, let's take a look at what we've got, shall we?
So the 2025 Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals, 3 stages, all points-based, all about scoring as many points as you can. This is what's coming up on the show. The start of the men's stage at 11 o'clock GST, Gulf Standard Time. 30 minutes later, stage 2, and a further 30 minutes after that, stage 3. All done and dusted in just over an hour and a half.
Well, there's a lot of riders on here who, I think there may be a few nerves down on that start line. They've warmed up, they are sat on that start line, and they are waiting to go. There's a number of riders who want to be in that top 20, and you can see, a number of national champions on that start sheet as well. And I love the representation. We talked about the wide representation from Singapore to Portugal to Poland to Norway to Germany. Germany has 16 riders in this race today. It's the largest race field of nations. They've also got Jason Osborne, the defending champion, in there. And of course, he's not just won one title, he's won 2. And he's never been off the podium at any Cycling Esports World Championships. He's going to have a target to get into that final. But there's a lot of other riders on here who will want to be there as well.
And a lot of the names will be familiar to anybody who watches the Sunday racing that we see week in, week out, 52 weeks of the year, where everybody is verified. And we see those 6 different race categories. A lot of these are category 1, category 2 level riders. They're absolutely at the top of the standings. It is really, really interesting to see a lot of those names who are there, but some riders who really impressed last year, like Neil Fryatt from the United States of America, one of those riders who maybe could just change things around. Let's take a look at stage 1 in a little bit more detail. Relatively simple course. Start at the bottom, finish at the top. If only life were that simple.
Only it was that simple. Well, stage 1, the mountains verdict, is 8.4 kilometres in length, 751 metres. The first kilometre fairly flat. The riders come out of the pen, and then 2 minutes later, after the riders, the chase line starts. As the riders progress up the climb gets steeper and steeper. Think at 3 kilometres, 7%, at 5 kilometres, 13%, at 7 kilometres, 18%. It gets steeper. The riders go up. The chase line keeps coming. The chase line gets closer and closer and closer. Now, it is a points race today, and for these points on this course, it's about how long the rider stays ahead of that chase line. 1 point for every 5 seconds ahead of the chase line they are.
And for anyone who can't do the maths, I fortunately had a calculator. It means at 1 minute you've earned yourself 12 points, at 2 minutes 24 points. They soon amass as you make your way up and through. All the riders are amassing points as they ride, and the point accumulation stops when they are caught. Now, we could have had something really dull and boring to chase them, but that would be no fun. We have a drone-powered chase line that comes up behind. You'll see it flying behind with the red, or think 1960s laser beam ray going across the road and catching the riders. You'll soon see that if you haven't seen the women's race. This is what stops the riders in their tracks and stops them scoring any more points. So those are the longer that you keep riding, the more that your points will accumulate. That is absolutely critical. The riders down in the pens, huge field of riders. This is about staying clear, setting a foundation, seeing what you can do on the climb.
Well, the plethora of national jerseys on the line is a really good thing to see. Whether they're there through the national quota of their federation or whether they're there through the open qualification races. Those 4 races took place in August, and a number of the riders progressing to the semi-final in that way.
So time to go racing stage 1 of the semi-finals of the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championships are go. The riders away from race start. They're heading for that climb. They have a relatively easy start. You can see the drone being left behind, top right-hand side of your screen. You can see the little graphic of the 4-propellered drone and the little laser beam on the front, all getting warmed up and ready to catch our riders. We're in with our riders, in with Michael Vink, one of the hot favourites for those finals.
Well, he's definitely going to be looking to qualify. He's been putting in some phenomenal performances. Him and Jason Osborne, the defending champion, or he and Jason Osborne, the defending champion, should I say, have been going head-to-head recently. It's been great to see Vink really putting in some phenomenal sprint power as well, and obviously some sprint training, because it's going to be a real mix today. This first stage, all about, well, endurance and just how long you can hang. Then it gets punchy, but more about stage 2 and stage 3 in a short while. At the moment, Sebastian Havo on the front of the group from France. Michael Vink, he's in the pack.
And you can see Michael Vink's stats down below him there from power, heart rate, and pedal revs. Havo, though, the rider who is out in front. So here it's about staying clear. And interesting tactics here by Sebastian Havo. Gets a little bit of sliding room as you go up on towards the climb before you come in and through. All of the riders' power being measured by turbo trainers. There is a fixed list of turbo trainers that they can use, a fixed equipment list with the levels of accuracy that are at the absolute top of the turbo trainer game. You've also got dual recording, and all of the riders, of course, have to go through a lot of checks to get to this stage.
And I'll just let you know that the French team are, the majority of the French team are racing tonight from the Olympic Velodrome.
Well, what an inspirational way to see if you can get up there now. 2 minutes is in. The drone is up and riding and away. It's on its way in and through. You can see Michael Vink, Jason Osborne and Mika Russimaki, the 3 riders on the left-hand side in person in the paint case. And you can see at the moment Jason Osborne and Michael Vink just out of the saddle here. 2%. Russimaki also doing the same. The finish flag in the background and proudly worn on the sleeves of Mika there. Michael Vink in his traditional all black, but of course riding for New Zealand is the perfect kit to be wearing when you're going out and representing the nation.
Well, you are quite right. Now, Stefan Van Elst on the front, Jody Jochems is in there as well, Christoph Cole, Morgan Jones from South Africa, Joshua Haggerty from New Zealand as well, a compatriot of Michael Vink, right up at the front of the race. But look how tight so far after nearly 3 minutes of racing this pack is.
And to give you a ballpark number, at the moment, the chasing drone about 1.5 kilometres behind the middle of this pack as they go on to this next increasing gradient, 3.5% or so at the moment as the riders keep on pushing. At the moment, pretty much everybody all together, the riders represented by the yellow disc, top right-hand side on the radar view. And it's almost one disc. It's almost like circular Jenga. They're all piled on top of each other, like a set of tiddlywinks, if you can remember that game, if you're old enough.
I was going to say, you're really showing your age today.
I am. I'm not talking in a currency that has gone out of fashion.
No, but you're talking games and sci-fi that may well have gone out of fashion.
But the point is the same. It's a big town of riders. They're all stacked together. There's no gaps in the pack. There's nothing to go. But it won't take much for this to topple over, because as the gradient increases and the time increases and the time these riders have been running the effort, the key thing for me here is as the gradient increases, the speed comes down, the aerodynamic advantage of sitting in a wheel decreases. At the moment, we're 4 minutes into the race, and at the moment, the points are starting to amass. I mean, we're 49, 50 points coming in now as we go over that 4 minute mark. It's 48 points at 4 minutes, but every 5 seconds, it's ticking on. The drone just about 1,400 meters away from this group, just starting to get closer
And
to the back of the group.
it's interesting tactically to see who's at the front of this pack and who is sat where. Leonard Tugels from Belgium now on the front, Daniel Turek in the mix, Ricardo Panizza, Mikhail Kaminsky, Neil Fryer is there. A lot of riders choosing to sit around the front of the group, but it is rolling very, very quickly in terms of who is on the front. But Ken rider there, Jasper Paradians is in the mix as well. Pedro Silva is there, Gustav Berlin is there, Becker is there from Denmark as well, Damsgaard now. Look how quickly it's changing, and that's because the pack is so big, and the pack is so big, and all the riders want to be in the right place.
They certainly do want to be in the right place, and that is not getting eliminated. Now, if you look at the top right-hand side, at the moment, you're just starting to see it turn in from one disc into a long line. As that happens, as the gradient increases, we're starting to see the differential between the riders, the differences in power, the time that they can keep on pushing. This is really critical, and this is where the drone starts to get quicker and quicker and quicker. It doesn't speed up, it doesn't get any faster, but what it does do is it has riders who are going slower. At the moment, the point score just approaching the 70 points marker. And for me, the one thing here that's being played out, this isn't about how many points can you amass. This is when do you make the difference between you and everybody else. Because you're saving energy. If everybody rolls together at the same pace and then you go off the front later and you get the gap, you're going to be up and away. You could still get a 20, 30, 40 points gap so long as you've got that gap between you and the other riders.
Yeah, but let's remember, this is a semi-final, not the final. This is about qualification, and some of these riders might want to hold a little bit back so they're not giving everything away.
Well, we're soon going to find out who's going to be feeling the force, and I think it is going to be Chen Xu at the moment from Singapore. He's the rider that is being chased. You can see on the top left-hand side of your screen the number of meters behind the rider that the chase line is. That's 436 and dropping rapidly as we see our riders sprinting their way up here, trying not to be eliminated. I'll tell you something, this is a big hit here coming from Chen at the moment, really pushing on.
Yeah, and one of the other things our viewers might like to note is on the right-hand side of the names line, you can see some of them are yellow, some of them are orange, some of them are red. That indicates the zone the rider is racing in at the moment. So red being the top end, yellow being zone 4, and orange being zone 5. So you can see just how hard the rider is working. The green number underneath the country is how far the chase line is away from that rider.
Well, we're just in with Jonathan Cridland at the moment. The chase line 420 meters or so from Cridland as we see him inside the pay gave here, really tapping out a rhythm, looking to stay in front of the rest of the riders. This is going to be absolutely key here. What can you do at the moment? This is about staying clear. The group is well spread out now on the slopes here of the mountain as we approach 8 minutes of racing done. There are riders distanced off the back of the main pack, and the drone is getting closer. You can see the red line, or you can see it's approaching the riders. The drone is coming, the beam that freezes them in their tracks, quite literally stops the pedals turning and the wheels going around. Well, it's on its way, and Chen Xu doing a great job here, just accelerated away, gone away, and he's not going to be the first rider eliminated. Great big sprint from him, and this is really good because this means that he's going to continue earning those points.
And it's interesting, isn't it? You know, do you go out hard? Do you try and establish as big a gap as possible by riding at a really strong pace? Do you then pick up the pace when the red line comes? All these are tactical choices that you can make on the road. Chen Hu pushing on here, and you can see nothing is stopping the chase line.
Nothing's going to stop that drone. It's just going to zap its way through the undergrowth. You can see even the wildlife going out of the way, but the drone strikes and the riders come to a stop elimination done. 109 points for Chen Hu. Great effort. Well
Yeah.
done. That shows you. Next rider,
Oh!
Jonathan Cridlin goes through. Here's the next rider to get stopped. It's going to be about 110 points, I'd guess, for him. He's eliminated here. We're back in with the world champion from 2020 for his defending champion as well. Remember, he's twice champion. He's an Olympic medalist as well at rowing of all things. So showing that he is a multi-talented athlete at the moment, right in with this leading group of riders at the very head of affairs. The slope at the moment, 11%.
And we said it gets steeper the further these riders go. Thomas Thrall on the front at the moment, the Canadian champion. Leonard Tugels now just picking up the mantle. Jason Osborne is there. Jasper Paradians, Bjorn Andreasen, he was world champion in 2023. A number of world champions in the mix here. Ollie Jones, he's a rider from New Zealand on really great form at the moment.
He certainly is. Now, just taking a little bit of a look back at Daniel Thiem at the moment. Thiem there already pushing on the German rider. You can see in his pain cave there, in his own personal space, putting down the power, putting down the watts, being measured, being transmitted back. Got the wherewithal to give us a wave, traditional wave back from the guys in the studio, but doing a fantastic job. Here comes the drone. Here he goes. He knows that this is the moment. He's eliminated from the stage number one. Great ride, though. Fantastic job done. And 128 points
on the board. And, you know, one of the things for me about these semi-finals, Matt, is these riders, okay, so we're looking for the top 20 to progress to the final. But what we're actually also doing at the 170 men on the start sheets is setting the top 100 plus riders in the world. You know, everybody is riding for points. Everybody is riding for a position. There are races within the race, and everybody is trying, well, to put their hearts on the sleeves. And Che Holweiler on the screen at the moment from Germany. One of the riders who should go well today. He's in the mix, but look how quickly now that drone is coming. The chase line is sweeping through riders. Sebastian Havo has been caught. Josh Power has been caught. Eric Rimbaud, Golden Boy, has been caught.
And we're just approaching 100 riders left. In fact, PFL currently in about 100th position or so, with Dean Cunning 106th. He's in the mix here in this group. Che Holweiler is in this mix. This means we are now going to be less than 100 riders left in the race who have not been eliminated at this stage. 140 plus points in the bag for those riders still in. Rick Van Erck, great sprinter Van Erck, but this climb now really taking its toll, 12.5% here as they make the way up the climb. And you can just see rider after rider being zapped by the drone in the background.
And no spoilers, but all I can say to the riders who have gone out and been zapped by the drone already, stage 2 and stage 3 await, and you never know what will happen. So Dai Lau, Wouter Clays, John Brune now out, and those two are now through. James Barnes, the next rider from South Africa, to go out and be eliminated.
And as they start to make the way up here, our riders being eliminated. Jussi Palaka going out. It looks like Olivier Simmons from Belgium, the next rider. So 75 riders now, 74 riders left in the race, and quickly diminishing as this drone works its way through the race field. You can see top right-hand side, it's on its way. Rider after rider being stopped in their tracks, eliminated, taken out of the race. 5, 6, 7 riders at a time. Van Erck dropped out there. The front of the race, though, you can see it starting to stretch out on the very, very front. And already the gap's opening. Jason Osborne on the front with Wu, with Fink, Jones, Skierski, Pucker and Tugels. Real pressure on at the front. The drone is on its way. What points gap can they achieve?
Well, you can see on the top right-hand corner of your screen the drone coming. Well, the zone you need to be in at the moment, it is red, red, red all over the screen. Osborne in 1, Wu in 2, Vink in 3. Jones on your screen is in 5th place at the moment. Those 3 riders on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see them all, well, I was going to say all up and out the saddle, but Ollie Jones neatly sat down still at the moment. tapping out a rhythm. The Pedro Silva from Portugal doing a really good job here. Leonard Tugels from Belgium, Hayden Puckett from the USA, Josh Harris from Australia, really riding strongly.
So as these riders continue to earn those points, the drone closing down to within 200 metres of pretty much all of the riders left. Zach Nair is going to be our rider eliminated next. He's in 30th position, so we have less than 30 riders left, and the drone now within 200 metres of all but the top 3 riders on our race route on stage number 1 of the UCI Cycling Esports World Championship Semi-Final.
Well, the next 2 riders to go after Zach Nair, Niall Pedersen and Nse Honda, Johan Noren and Mikael Machando, Ruben Dont as well, now caught by the line.
So 5 of our big riders are real big contenders on your screen here. And in fact, you can see that they are our top 5 riders on the road. Yunfei Wu, Jason Osborne, Michael Vink, Ollie Jones and Paul Skierski making their way up this climb at the moment that drone is closing on the riders at the front of the race. But all 5 of these riders now really are scoring points. The drone now inside the top 20 riders.
Yeah, and I love the fact the riders we've got on our screen, some of them esports specialists, some of them mixing it with gravel, some of them mixing it. Yunfei Wu out on the road last week as well. So fabulous to see them managing their elite cycling esports racing, some with other disciplines, but some as pure specialists.
Well, just see Neil Fry being eliminated in 18th position, 188 points for Neil Fry, just ahead of Linda Milostic and Jano Day as well. Panizza just going from Italy. He's been taken out of the mix. So has Jasper Paradines. Only 15 riders left in this race. The drone coming behind Wu. You can see that red line coming. Wu will know how far away it is. He will know how many meters off his wheel it is. He'll know that he needs to be in there scoring as many points as he can. This is a climb, and this is where he really excels when it goes uphill.
Well, they're coming towards the top 10, and Dan Turek, Kel Power, Mikhail Kaminski, Ricardo Panizza and Jasper Paradians now all caught by the chase line.
And Bjorn Andreasson, former world champion, just been eliminated. We're inside the top 10 now as Pedro Silva is the next rider to go. You can see his watch drop to 0. He's taken out of the race. Hayden Puckett, the young man from the United States of America, next rider.
Josh Harris putting a massive dig to go above Hayden Puckett. What a move.
And this is all about scoring points. 202 points, 205 points, ticking away at the moment. It's coming is the drone. You can see rider after rider being eliminated. We're going to have a little bit of a gap to go at once we get to our top 4. Now, rider in the red on the left of your screen and in the center of your screen is Yunfei Wu in human and avatar form. The rider on the right-hand side of your screen, Paul Skierski, right in the mix, but getting eliminated. Now this comes down. This is going to be really key. 3 riders left, scoring points.
Well, Ollie Jones and Paul Skierski now eliminated. Vink, Wu and Osborne are clear. And this now for me is about how many points these 3 riders can amass over the rest of the race field. Jason Osborne, 96, 95 metres clear of the chase line. Wu and Vink, they're at around 30, 35 metres now. So Osborne is going to take the points. Well, Paul Skierski just gives us a wave. I love that. And but Osborne's going to see how many points he can amass over Vink and Wu. But will Vink now start to pick up the pace? What can Wu do? There are 2 more stages to go, and I think we're going to see a real battle amongst these 3 riders right the way to the line today. But it's Wu on the back here at the moment, just digging. Look at the dig from Yunfei Wu to go past Michael Vink. He's adamant he wants to stay in this race.
And every second counts. Remember, it is a second it's a point for every 5 seconds. So they get to 45. That's another point. Can they make it to 18 minutes, 50 seconds without getting eliminated? If they do, another point goes in the bank. Can they make it to 19 minutes? Wu is going to be taken out just before that. Can Vink hold on? Is he going to make 19 minutes? Another point in the bank for Michael Vink. The 227 points for Vink. I don't know how he held on so long. Another point goes in, and now just Jason Osborne remains. Let's give you a quick roundup of the points. 227 for Wu in third place. 200 and what is going to be 31 points, I think, for Michael Vink. But Jason Osborne is continuing onwards. All these points, remember, provisional at the moment. We're going to give you the full rundown when we get to the end of the stage. Jason Osborne looking to extend his lead over Wu, over Vink, and the rest of the race field. The defending champion out of the saddle in person and in avatar form. 458, now 469 watts. He's continuing to push. He's been going for 19 minutes, nearly 20 minutes, and the drone is on its way.
Well, Jason Osborne has absolutely dominated stage one today. The defending world champion has just laid down the marker for everybody else. He's on his way towards the top of the climb. Tell you he's at 7.4 kilometres. There's 1K to go. He's not going to beat the drone today, I don't think, but Jason Osborne never put anything past this man. Absolutely phenomenal, the rider from Germany. I tell you something, he's looking to do it again this year.
Well, Jason Osborne is giving that drone a hard time. You can see it's battling to get onto his wheel. He's staying clear. And every time he goes past another 5-second marker, he's scoring more points, opening up the gaps on the rest of the riders. The drone, though, inexorably closes the gap. It closes down on Osborne. Osborne is going to clear 21 minutes clear, and that means he's gone over 250 points. The last rider to be eliminated, Jason Osborne, 252 points. What a ride by the defending champion, and what a statement. You want my jersey? Oh, you're going to have to come, and you're going to have to bring your A game.
Well, Jason Osborne has laid down the marker. And, well, the question for me is, were Vink and Wu playing it careful and playing the game knowing there were 2 other stages to go? But Jason Osborne has just come out and dominated stage one. 252 points to 231 for Michael Vink, 227 for Yunfei Wu. Paul Skierski, the young under-23 rider from Poland, phenomenal job by him in 4th. Leonard Tugels, great job by him. Ollie Jones from New Zealand in 6th. Josh Harris, a really strong ride in 7th, ahead of Hayden Pucker, who he just pipped on the line. Bjorn Andreasen in the top 10, and so is Pedro Silva from Portugal. Now, for me, 43 points separating 1st to 5th. Just 8 points separating 5th to 10th. 6 points separating 10th to 15th. Thomas Thrall, the Canadian champion, is in there, tied on points with Stefan Van Els from Belgium. Dan Turek, Kel Power, Mikhail Kaminski. And then again, look how close those points are from 15th to 20th. Just 7 points separates that group of riders as well.
And behind Maxence Janade, this is where things are very, very tight as well. Remember, quick reminder that Neil Fry in 18th position scored 188 points. 177 points, well, you're still at 26th. 174 points, top 30 riders. In fact, if you want to drop to 170, 36th place is Nikolai Damsgaard. He's scored 170. So tight, so close. And some of these riders are great sprinters too.
They are. I'm just going to put a bit of a call out. Magnus Kolset from Norway, 22nd, has only joined Cycling Esports really recently.
Well, we're going to see what our riders can do. When they hit stage number 2, they're going to be getting ready for that. So are we. Make sure you join us for that here at the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championship Semi-Finals. So, welcome back to the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals powered by MyWhoosh. We've had stage one, the Mountain Verdict. We are on to the Punches Playground stage number 2. This, a slightly different format. Well, it's really different from the elimination race, let's face it.
Think repeated short surges, short, sharp ascents, 12 kilometres, 1 lap for our racers, undulated with short climbs. There are 2 sprints today, and 2 climbs on this course, and then the finish. 200 points available because it's 40 points, 38, 36, 34, down to 2 points for the top 20 riders through each of the checkpoints. So only 20 riders per checkpoint get points. So you've got to be at the front of the race. It's first across the line. So sprint number 1 comes at 2.6 kilometres. Climb number 1 comes at 6.2. Sprint number 2 comes at 8k. The checkpoint for climb number 2 comes at 9.6 very quickly afterwards. And then there's the finish at 12 kilometres. 40 points down to 2 points for the top 20 across the line at each of those 5 checkpoints.
And you can see the course profile on your screen at the moment. This is very much a case of being able, as Emma says, to put in those surges. It's a very fast start. The sprint checkpoints will suit a pure sprinter because they are flat. However, with the roller coaster hills that come before the first of the climbing checkpoints, and that being at the summit of the last of those roller coasters, that will be a more all-round rider likely to take that, or a sprinter who can hang on. Climb number 2, it's not a huge climb, 1 kilometre long, but then the run to the finish will be fast and could potentially see riders go clear. Think potential breakaways. Think in this being in the lead group being almost
essential.
Yeah, it's a critical skill is to stay with the lead group no matter what.
And actually, it's a really interesting tactic because actually it changes the nature of your racing. So the likes of Osborne and Vink, well, there's 21 points between first and second place at the moment, but further down the race field, the points are really close. Take a look at 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th place. These points are going to be really crucial.
And when we see 252 points, it's a big score for Jason Osborne, but there are still 380 points up for grabs if you took every win from here into the finish. So more points available than have been taken so far. As we look a bit further down this race field, Emma, it was close. 5th to 10th, it's even closer when you talk about 11th to 20th.
I know, and you're looking at that list, you're thinking who could go well on this type of course. Well, I think this course is a real mixed bag. I think Neil Fryer and Jasper Paradians, watch out for them on stage 3, but you've got to be in the mix on stage 2. Ruben Dont could go well. He's a little bit further back in 26th place. Christoph Kroll is a little bit further back as well. There are some riders in the top 30 or even just outside the top 30 who really could do something here.
Well, away we go. It's stage number 2. This is the Punches Playground here on the UCI Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals for 2025. This our midpoint stage, and this is where, if you've got a good foundation, you can really set your places. Remember, the key number today is 20. You need to be in the top 20 to be secure of a place.
Yes.
If you're outside the top 20, not all hope is lost, because it could be that people can't make the final, and then the places will go to the nearest riders. However, do you know something? You never give up wherever you are on this race.
But I tell you what, why also 20 is another important number, because it's 20 riders across the line.
It is
20
indeed.
riders across the checkpoint will pick up points at every checkpoint here, and there are 5 opportunities to do so. The riders coming out of the pen very, very quickly, because the first checkpoint is at the 2.6 kilometre marker. We're in with Simon Betts, Jason Osborne and Che Holweiler. They are on your screen at the moment. 3 riders from Germany. They're down there in the pack, and you can see the jerseys scattered across the road at the moment as the group are all rolling together.
So through the first descents and the first little ascents as we make our way in towards our first checkpoint. That first checkpoint, it's really a relatively flat running from here to it, and it's going to be really, really critical. That checkpoint, when it comes to what is just over 2.5k into the race route, even if you are struggling with the overall pace, because of the draft effect, because you are sitting in the draft of other riders, it will make a difference. But already we're starting to see people stretch this out, thinking about doing a fast K on the way in. Ryan Dummer, Bruce Bird, breakaway specialist Bruce Bird on the move already. And you can see Bjorn Andreasen right up in the mix as well. Look at this, Denmark all over the place.
Well, this is what we saw last year on the first stage when Denmark absolutely packed in the men's race, the first sprint, and it's looking like they're doing it again today. The Danish squad right on the front. Take a look at that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders from Denmark right at the head of this. They're leading out probably Bjorn Andreasen for that checkpoint. And look at the issue. The issue is they're causing a break in the gap and in the race, and that is what the rest of the riders need to watch, because with 500 meters to go to checkpoint 1, this now is not just about checkpoint 1, it's about checkpoint 2, 3, 4 and 5.
Do not lose the group. Do not lose the group. Do not lose the group. It is that simple at the moment. If you are not in with the leaders going through and they keep pushing beyond the sprint, you're going to be in trouble. Everybody wants these first points. You can see on the top of your screen, we've less than 200 meters to go to the checkpoint. Alvarado of Chile leading this through at the moment. Langevin is up there. Weinstein's coming, but that was a mass sprint on the run in through checkpoint number 1. The points will be critical because that is going to be key. Mathiasen, a great result from him. Who was right in the front there?
Well, Adrian Alvarado picks up the points from Franklin Almeida. Jesse Langevin is in there, so is Nicholas Becker. David Weinstein, Noel Pedersen, Ollie Jones, Daniel Stamp, Ruben Dont, Jasper Paradians. Those are the top 10 through the sprint, and most of those names, well, it's a different group of people to those we saw on stage 1.
So the point standing on the left is the total of the points so far. Stages 1 and 2 added together. That's a live standing. So that gives you an indication of where those riders are.
Well, Jason Osborne and Yunfei Wu, Hayden Pucker, none of those 3 riders picked up points in that first checkpoint. So as we said, it is all change, it is all different, and the stages are going to produce very different results today. Now, Christoph Flubers from Belgium on the screen.
And we come from that sprint. Went in at full pace. Everybody was scrambling for the wheels. Nobody wanted to see the gaps go. And yet now, because we're coming over these rises and falls that are into the climbing section, and it's not just one straight climb, this is repeated climbs, astounding to keep in there. The fact that Christoph Liebers can, have the energy to point out the fact he's got the most amazing pain cave.
He's decorated it very well for the occasion.
If there was a prize for the best pain cave in the semi-finals, I think at the moment he is our top favourite, although we have more riders to look at.
I do love the fact that people have, they've really gone to town.
Yeah, why not? It's
absolutely, why not?
World Championship semi-final. Now we are in with the real contender, Hayden Pucker in here, a rider who not only has got some pretty good climbing legs, but my goodness, when it comes to a ruler-type course or a sprint-type course, he has got the power. He's known for that big wattage, that big power, and that is key when it comes to sprints. At the moment, this group, well, the leader's just starting to open a gap here as they go over the top of that roller. You'll see the pace increase and the gap go out, and then when they get to the base, the dip, which is where they're about to, you'll see that chasing group get closer, but I don't think they're going to make contact.
Well, yeah, look at that gap now. It's huge. Hayden Pucker driving this on the front. Tom Thrall from Canada there, so is Neil Fryatt. Thomas Gombert from France in the mix, as well as Zach Nair from the USA. Magnus Kolsa is there for Norway. Max Jordan was in the mix as well. Mikhail Kaminsky is there, so is Ricardo Panizza. And these riders now looking like they are going clear.
Leading group, 36 riders. 2 riders just about hanging on the back of the group. Behind some really strong riders, Tatu Koister, Daniel Stamp, Linda Milostic, Jakob Björklund. It has been distanced. Nathan Guerra, Benjamin Brignall, Yonsei Honda. It's a These are class riders that have been distanced. Jeffrey Miller, France. So many riders being distanced by this leading group at the front as the United States of America fire a rider off the front in the shape of Neil Fryatt.
The two punchy riders from the USA, Neil Fryatt and, Hayden Pucker, really doing the business here and driving this forward. Fryer off the front of the pack. 2 more rollers to go before he gets to the climb checkpoint. 40 points available for the first rider over the line now, Thomas Thrall, and not doing the chasing so hard behind. Fryer punches into that climb. Zach Nair, well, another rider from the USA in the leading group, bringing the group back onto Fryer's wheel.
20 point scoring places at each checkpoint. This group is about 34 riders at the moment in the very front group. They've got a gap of what is hovering between 35 and 45 seconds. I don't want to say it's game over, but it's game over for everybody behind at the moment.
You've got to be in the leading group.
You're not going to score points now anywhere on the way in unless there's a massive shake-up when we hit the second of the climb segments. But by the time we do that, we've only got limited points left. So 300 meters to go on the run in to the end of this climb segment. They're on to our final riser of this roller coaster road as they make their way up here. The leader at the front, Bjorn Andresen, with Osborne, Nair, Van He, Vink, Harris, Jones, Skierski, Paradines, who's got a phenomenal sprint as well. At the moment, Bjorn Andresen, who rode off to a solo victory at a previous World Championships, at the moment there, and Osborne is answering.
Osborne is answering, but Andresen goes under in 1, Osborne in 2, Harris in 3. Josh Harris is on form. Pal Skierski in there as well in 4. Michael Vink in 5. Kel Power in 6. Ollie Jones in 7. Tugels Vanhe. Matthias Vanhe, what a ride. Paradians, Woo, at Van Elst, Fryatt, Thrall, Pedersen, Nair, Don, Alvarado, Panizza and Kaminsky are your top 20 scoring points. Hayden Pucker, 0 points.
The riders on your screen at the moment, all the riders there, Stam, Andresen, Hansen, Fiss and Saber, the riders riding strongly for Denmark. Denmark have got good representation in the leading group, but as they went through those last 2 climbs of that roller coaster climb section, that group split, and in the split we've seen more riders go. At the moment, riders are scrambling to get on here. The Danes are not necessarily amongst them, but what was a group of some 30-some riders in the last 2 roller coasters has gone down to sub 20. There are effectively 18 riders potentially in the mix.
Well, I'm trying to work out how many people are supporting Bjorn Andresen at the moment in his pain cave. He's got a great group of people there to cheer him on, which is always handy. But at the moment, Hayden Pucker, well, Pucker is now driving on. He's at 7.4 kilometres into the race. The next checkpoint comes at 8K. He is absolutely moving now. Adrian Alvarado is the rider trying to close the gap and get onto Hayden Pucker's wheel. Pucker wants the points.
And Wu chasing hard as well. He knows that the points are going to be potentially critical, but also I think he's very aware that once you go through this sprint, you've got a dip and then you're on to the climb section. So Pucker going, and this is going to give a potential run on for some riders here. 200 meters to go for Pucker. What are Alvarado and Wu going to do here? Will they be able to continue through? I think Alvarado's going for the sprint here, and Adrian Alvarado has scored really well. He's pushed himself up after that initial stage, so far on stage 2, really rocketed his way up. He's done a great job. He's going to score maximum points here. He goes in and through behind. The rest of the group has come in behind him, and that means it's going to be very close. But I'll tell you something, Adrian Alvarado now up into inside. In fact, he's 11th place, so inside the top 15.
Yeah, and Hayden Pucker pulled himself up a couple of places in the overall as well with that move, which is just what he needed to do. So the points standings with stage 1 added to the points that they have amassed so far in stage 2. Michael Vink topping the standings with 305 points. Jason Osborne 304. Ollie Jones in 3. Wu in 4, Andresen, Harris, Paradians, Power, Tugels and Skierski are now the top 10 overall.
Adrian Alvarado, who put himself into 11th place with those points, has gone through. He scored the points, but you can see now in trouble. The legs have said thank you, but no thank you. And now being passed by Fryatt. And the second part of what was that initial lead group just starting to look to close down on the leaders. It's two distinct groups at the very front of this race, with riders scattered behind, and then a huge gap back to outside the top 30, 35 riders. I'm just taking a look. Some of the riders inside the top 30 and make it 29th place, 2 minutes plus down now.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And, looking at the overall leaderboard, 20th place, Pedro Silva. It is 10 points separating 25th place to 20th place. And as we know, there are a lot of points still out there on the road.
So Leonard Tugels in with this leading group. Jason Osborne on the front at the moment, holding just under 8 watts per kilo on the climb, looking to score maximum points and potentially break away in towards the finish. The riders who are outside of the top 20 now, most of those I think are realistically going to just roll into the finish and save their energy, because they need it for stage 3. They get maximum recovery, the front of this race, so they're racing for points, they're racing for position, and it means they'll race for longer and potentially be more tired on stage 3.
And just bear in mind, just because you're in the leading group on stage 2 doesn't mean you're going to make the leading group selection point on stage 3, and that will be critical to hold your position. So Osborne in 1, Pauskirski now coming up into 2, Bjorn Andreasen is there, Yunfei Wu now starts to make a move, Michael Vink is on his wheel, Leonard Tugels is there as well. There's a small gap back to Hayden Pucker. Ollie Jones a little bit further back down the road. Likewise, Mikhail Kaminski.
So at the moment, it's Osborne looking to add to his points total as he comes in at the moment. He's actually lying in second place overall to Michael Vink by 1 point. But at the moment, it's Osborne from Skirski from Vink. And that means that points gap will be 4 points difference if those positions stay the same. So we'll go over the top of Fink in terms of the overall lead, and Jason Osborne should take the lead on the road as he goes in through ahead of Skirski, Fink, Tugels and Wu. Tugels on a good ride, as we would expect. Wu right up there as well. Skirski proving that his consistently strong riding time and time again is no fluke. We know his pain cave's absolutely decked with medals. It's wall-to-wall medals because he's such a talented rider. But my goodness me, he's showing today he really means business. And we're looking at Bjorn Andreasen at the moment, a rider who now I think is just feeling the effects of all of these pushes, really has to get back into the mix. The leaders are up the road and nobody is waiting now because it's such a fast run for the finish.
Well, it is a little bit further back down the climb at the moment. We're in with Zach Nair, John Brune and David Weinstein, the 3 riders from the USA. They are on your screens and they're on the climb at the moment.
So Nair, Brune and Weinstein looking at trying to get themselves inside the top 20 to see where they can score overall. The riders from the United States of America, though, working their way in towards that finish, maybe just thinking about being smart now and just saving their legs if they're not in a point scoring position. Meanwhile, at the very front of the race, Jason Osborne is now coming in to his final kilometre here in towards the finish. His gap to Michael Vink at the moment is 7 seconds. Unlike race 1, seconds do not make points. It is positions that are key. So remember, 40 points for the win, 38 for second, 36 for third, all the way through to 2 points at the bottom.
Jason Osborne just can't help himself. Well, he sees a cycling esports race and he thinks he just has to be at the front of it.
I don't think there's any saving himself for anything. I don't think Jason is in Jason Osborne's vocabulary, the word save yourself for later. It just doesn't seem to happen.
Get on the front and dial it.
Go for it. I just absolute. I mean, you can see why he's never been off the
podium,
World Championships podium. And at the moment, Jason Osborne,
He's an absolute engine, and he's an engine that is driving
maybe
himself
he's the sort of person I need to play at poker, because
into
my
the
goodness, because he
final
doesn't
200.
have any cards hidden away. He just shows you everything. I can just do this. Don't worry. Here we go. This is what I could do. Come and beat me if you can.
Well, and now he's picking up the pace just to prove he can, because at 100 metres to go, Jason Osborne is coming towards the final checkpoint on stage 2. It's the finish line. The UCI banner is overhead, and Jason Osborne is going to go through and pick up 40 points. Skierski is having a battle with Michael Vink behind, but Osborne goes underneath the banner to finish stage 2. He picks up 40 points. The chase is on behind for the minor points. Skierski, Michael Vink, Young-Fei Wu, Hayden Pucker all coming into the 4. Leonard Tugels, Bjorn Andreasen are all dialing it. In fact, Andreasen's just gone over the top of Tugels. He'll pick up extra points as he goes past Kaminsky as well.
So Jason Osborne taking the final checkpoint, taking those final points at the front of the race. Skierski, Vink going in through a Wu and making his way to the line. We're in with Michael Panizza. He's still going to be picking up points at this stage. That's going to be really, really critical because Panizza in a bit more of a precarious position, 16th position before he gets into the line, I think it is. So he's going to be rolling around that danger zone, around that top 20. Tomoki Takasugi, one of our real favourites on cycling esports, a man who lays everything down on the line for Japan. The next rider to make his way in and through the finish, Takasugi, who put some great rides on the stage race during the summer, the 7 stages across 8 days, day after day. We saw Tomoki Takasugi giving it absolutely everything, doing a great ride here. And yep, trademark, giving it everything to the line. Takasugi punches his way to the line. 12k of this 1 lap of stage 2 complete. Job done for Tomoki Takasugi. And yet again, he's showing just why he is one of those riders you can never discount.
Yeah, completely. And well, do you know, I absolutely love this, where you've got stage racing or you've got multiple stages, even when they're short, because the points racing, it changes everything. Jason Osborne, though, comes through stage 2 on the top of the overall results, standing with 384 points to Michael Vink's 377. Yunfei Wu still in 3rd place, 349. Skierski doing a great job in 4th. Ollie Jones in 5th. Andreasen, Tugels, Harris, Pucker and Power are the top 10.
And in terms of riders in there, Skierski and Jones, both are great sprinters. Ollie Jones has shown he's a phenomenal repeat sprinter time and time again. The next stage could well suit him. Hayden Pucker's got a big kick, but can he repeat it over and over again? They are inside the top 10, so not necessarily needing to do that. 10 to 20, bottom of the top 20, you're in the danger zone, so you need to get your sprinting legs on, like Alvarado is likely to do, and Paradians.
Well, Van Elst, Kaminsky, Paradians, Thrall, Panizza, Alvarado, Fryer, Pedersen, Turek, and Silva round out the top 20. But Pedro Silva, 218 points. Dan Turek, 220 points. The rider in 21st is Ruben Dont, 215 points. That rider from Belgium can sprint.
And so can Jesse Lagavine, who is behind him. Nicholas Becker, 24th place, another rider.
And Matthias Van He as well.
Yeah, you've got Matthias Van He from Belgium, 25th place. He's not out of it, 190 points. Don't discount riders like Lyndon Milostic. Fantastic kick on the youngster from Australia, 187 points. No one, realistically, I don't think, outside of the top 12 riders is safe at the moment, given what's coming up, given the sprints, given that we've got basically 8 sprint lines, 8 finish lines that you've got to get across right at the front on our next stage.
Yeah, it is going to be so close. Do not think that top 20 are set yet.
They certainly aren't. As you can see, the top riders performing as they expected. A bit further back, all still left to play for to qualify. We are going to be back with stage 3, the final stage of our semi-finals of the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championship semi-finals. So hello and welcome back to the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championships. Our semi-finals have one more stage left to go. Can't quite believe it's gone by so quick. We've seen three amazing stages and a fantastic race in the women's race. We are going on to the men's race, and we're on to our final stage where we are set up for a grandstand finish.
Yeah, we are indeed. So 8 laps of a 1.5 kilometre course. Think around 2 minutes per lap. This is going to be fast and it's going to be furious. Very little elevation gain, but some is rolling, gently rolling, think. So it is going to be fast. So 1.5 kilometres, an average, a gradient per lap of 26 metres. The race kicks off in around 3.5 minutes. The riders down in the pen are planning their strategies. Really, this is about aggressive, consistent riding. Lap after lap after lap.
Now, it's a points race, as all of our races are. We've seen the elimination race where it's about time. We've seen where we've had 5 checkpoints. Now it's a checkpoint at each and every time you go across the line. The points that are allocated are different.
They are. So this stage, stage 3, the first 7 laps, 20 points for the first rider across the line, 19, 18, 17, 16. So a smaller gap between the number of points and a smaller number of points. When you get to the final lap, lap 8, double points. That's the lap you want to be in, that front 24. So it's the first 20 riders across the line at the end of each lap. My message, watch for breaks.
And watch out for the double points at the end. As you can see, the course profile is a double rise before you have a drop down and a run into the line. It encourages riders to sprint through off the top of the last rise and go through, but doing it time and time again. Having that repeatability in your arsenal is going to be absolutely key. These are the point scores as we finished stage 2 with Osborne clear of Fink, Wu, Skierski, Jones. They're your first 5 riders. As you can see, they're well over the 300 points market. In fact, all but Cal Power inside the top 10 have got over 300 points and realistically are looking pretty secure now of getting a top 20 placing.
Yes. The challenge really in this race is those top 10 riders have got to make the breakaway group because they need to pick up points. If they pick up no points, they're in trouble because there's a number of riders snapping at the hills. Stefan van Elst is in 11th. Then Kaminski, look at that, just 1 point separating those riders. Jasper Paradiens is there. Thomas Thrall just 2 points ahead of Ricardo Panizza. Adrian Alvarado just 5 points further behind. Then Neil Fryatt, Niall Pedersen, Dan Turek, and Pedro Silva.
We're at 218 points for Pedro Silva here.
Yeah.
And when we talk about, in terms of an overall at-risk rider, he really is at risk because it's only a couple of points to Ruben Don. But just as importantly, you can see these points stacked. Magnus Corset, 30th position, 185 points. It's not undoable. If you don't make the break, you don't score any points. I think that point, the point you made, if you pardon the pun, is totally accurate. You've got to be at the front of the race. You've got to be scoring some points or you're in trouble.
Well, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but in the women's race, on the first point on this lap, one rider went from 31st place to 23rd place and then contended for the top 20.
If you haven't watched the women's race, do make sure you give it a watch. If you missed any of the racing, don't forget you can watch it back on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. Do subscribe to get notified when we go live. We've got one more stage to go here at the UCI 2025 Cycling Esports World Championship semi-final in the men's race. It's time to go racing. It's time to hit this short circuit that really is going to test our sprinters' speed and their repeatability as we take on the sprinters' paradise here on MyWhoosh at the UCI semi-finals. And already you can see as we come out from the start line, this little rider can put people in trouble after the efforts they've already made.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, there could be a little spanner in the works for a few of these riders because you know what could happen.
Go on.
we could see a lone breakaway.
Thought you were going to say we're going to see an elimination drone pop up.
No, we're not going to see the drone pop back up again. Not yet. Not for a while. You never know. It may be back at the final. But today, stage 3, could we see somebody try and go off the front? Could we see a couple of riders, those who are further back down the field and really want the points? My mind is going to Nathan Guerra because he's right at the front of that pack. Well, it's a good question as to who we might see do it and who we might see hold their powder dry and just punch it like a sprinter's stage.
So the riders up and away, and at the moment, Coimbra looking to open the gap up here. Interesting move, and I tell you who's on his wheel.
Olivier Simmons.
Yeah, and Morten
breakaway
Christensen.
Man.
Yeah, we got some really good breakaway riders. Look at the face of Xi Jinping at the moment, really pushing on the Singapore rider. Wants to be in this group as they go up and over. You can see the gaps that open as you go over the top, but this now is the run down in towards that sprint line, and this is going to be key. First points in stage 3 up for grabs, and I tell you something, everybody's giving everything, and you can see that by our riders' faces.
Look at the moves, look at the pace. Christensen on the front. Jochems is there now at 12.5 watts per kilo. He's just coming off the pace slightly. Skierski is in the mix as well. So is Guerra. I said, oh, watch Guerra. Van He is there. They all pile under the line. Look at the size of that group. It's stretched, but it's still big at the front.
So big point scorers going in on lap number 1. I'll tell you something, the Netherlands had their tactics dialed right. Langeveen right in that mix.
Pardon Cooper as well.
Those are your top 2. Andreasen and Osborne, though, former champion Andreasen, defending champion Osborne in 3 and 4, picking up points there.
Marcus Duval up there as well. Jody Jochems, Christoph Flubus there too. Wow, we said expect new names, and it's going to be interesting to see as we go over the next few laps what that does for the overall.
So great to see riders like Becker, like Panizza going in. Rick Van Erck holding in this group as well. Good to see him. He's definitely a rider I would never discount as you come in to the sprint, and maybe go for a sneaky attack. I definitely could see that coming from Rick Van Erck. He's not afraid to have a go, and I think that's really important. Our point scores added to the riders' totals each and every time. I'll tell you something, Rick Van Erck's holding the position well here.
He is, and I'll tell you, a number of riders didn't pick up points that time round. Paul Skierski, Mikhail Kaminsky, Adrian Alvarado, Hayden Pucker, all didn't pick up points.
Well, next chance is coming up because we're coming in towards the line. This is lap number 2 of 8, quarter race distance on stage number 3. It's only the defending champion who's leading the sprint out, Jason Osborne. Paul Skierski's on his heels. Hayden Pucker pushing at 9 watts per kilo. Andreasen at 11, 13 from Paris. But I tell you something, nobody's going to be able to match the 2 on the front there. Skierski and Osborne in the mix. Not only in the mix, but wiping out the points for everybody else, as we see Nathan Guerra really working hard here to make sure he could try and score points. Did he make it that time?
Yeah, he's picked up 12 points through that lap, finishing in 9th on that sprint. So he is indeed doing the business on stage 3 as Guerra. Fabulous to see the rider from the USA really putting down the power.
So let's give you your riders very quickly inside the top 20 at this stage. Osborne, Vink, Andreasen, Skierski, Wu, Jones, Tugels, Harris, Pucker, and Power round out the top 10. Kaminsky, Van Els, Paradines, Panizza, Alvarado, Thrall, Fryatt, Peterson, Dont, and Chirek hold the top 20 at the moment. At the moment. That is very key because Langeveen, Silver, Stamp, Lennon, Becker, Van He are all knocking on the door. So is Jochem's team and Milostic. They are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
No, we're on stage 3 of a 3-stage race here. It's points racing to decide the top 20 riders in the semi-finals who will progress to the finals in Abu Dhabi in November. Mikhail Kaminsky was there last year. He finished 7th in the 2024 World Championship final. He's the Polish champion, and he's right in the mix now, looking to progress this year for 2025 as well. I spy a coach's jacket in the background, but always good to have the support of your team around you. Flubus right on the front of the group. It's a big group still, but it's got a massive tail.
And Christoph Flubers goes for a long one. He went over the top of the climb. He accelerated onto the descent. He's got Saba of Denmark on his heels as they come in towards the line. Can Flubers hold it? They're going to be side by side. They're going to get mobbed at the line. Talk about that breakaways. Absolute despair as you come in and through, because they came in. They were almost at the front there. They almost made it. Flubers had done the long one. I'll tell you something. Talk about Denmark being up there. Norway took the result there. Gednes and Pedersen, the two Scandinavian countries battling it out, and really interesting to see the differences they come through. After being right at the front, it has changed things about. Ruben Dont now moving up inside the top 20. He's in 19th position at the moment. Thrall has got himself nicely inside the top 20 in 16th place. Pedersen is there as well. Langevin still holding 21st and dancing around him.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's really interesting. So Ruben Dont clearly now in 19th, but Turek, Langevin, Silva, just 2 points separating those three, 20th to 22nd. Let's take a look at this. Paul Skierski, part and parcel of the attack. It's Osborne, Skierski and Pucker.
And they've got a gap of 5 seconds on the rest of the race field. This is the, if you wanted to pick 3 riders you wouldn't see up the road, you could definitely include these 3 names in any list that you wanted to put together, because all 3 can sprint and sprint hard, and they're going over the top. They're dropping down in here, and this is now going to be about picking up maximum points. Is on the way through. All 3 riders here, though, interestingly, are very well placed. Pucker in 10th place, Skierski in 4th, and Osborne in 1st place overall. But they're all going to gain some valuable points as they come through. The sprint is on. Osborne is going for this. This is going to be half race distance behind. Milor, Havo, and Alvarado are leading the charge, and you can see it does pay to have teammates in there, because the French riders working very well together there. We see the Norwegians and the Danes doing the same. Here, it's a breakaway from 3 different nations: Poland, Germany, and the USA, with Skierski, Osborne, and Pucker. But my goodness me, great way to shake things up, go off the front.
And I'm just going to mention that teammates helping each other on the same lap in the same group, absolutely fine. Teammates helping each other once they've been lapped, no.
No, indeed, the UCI Commissaire team, the race referees will be keeping a check on that on the way through, as they do on all racing. The Commissaire is absolutely essential in making sure everybody follows the rules, and everybody has that fair play that we want to see in racing, and it's aided, of course, by having a good set of rules, which you can find online if you want to know what rules all these riders are abiding by.
Well, the group now coming back to the pack here. Interesting bit of recovery going on, but hold on a minute. Jason Osborne, that's it. They're back. Let's go. We don't actually want them back on our wheels, guys. So we've had our recovery. Let's rumble.
They're so quick around here. They've already gone over the first of the rise. They're into the second rise. They're going to drop off the other side, because the leaders, they've got 4 or 5 seconds. It is enough. Fink is at 3 seconds trying to bridge across on this climb. Now back out to 4. Pucker is struggling with the pace of Skierski and Osborne at the moment. And I think for me, and it's really telling, Paul Skierski, it really is making a statement here by going so hard. He is absolutely dialing this on the way in, and Skierski in 4th place. Well, at the moment, he's making everybody work for this.
Wow, Hayden Pucker dropping off the pace, now picking it back up again. Skierski and Osborne. Skierski really is. Do you know, he's a rider on form. He's a young rider who has come to Cycling Esports and really grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and given it a hard shake. He's learnt his trade, and he's got stronger and stronger, and he's just proving it.
He is. Look who's come back across and joined them at the front here. Michael Vink has managed to bridge across in that run down into towards the line. He came over the line. He managed to go over the top, and we now have 4 riders on the front: Pucker, Skierski, Vink, and Osborne. They've now got a gap back to Alvarado, Chugos et al. At the moment, your top 10, well, they're all looking secure, and Osborne, Vink, Skierski, and to a degree, Hayden Pucker, well, they're racing as much because they love racing as they are for qualification, because they are looking pretty secure, particularly Osborne, Vink, and Skierski at the top of the standings. Further back, though, that's not the same.
Is the rider who's now on the move up into the top 20. So we've seen Ruben Dont go from 21st into 18th. We're now seeing Gledness moving on up too. Dan Turek now in the danger zone at 21st. Pedro Silva, who was 20th, now 22nd. Matthias Vanhe is slowly working his way up as well.
Well, Ruben Dont is on our screens at the moment, and you can see he's burying himself in the middle of this group. He's absolutely desperate. That Belgian jersey, that familiar light blue with the bands across the centre, is being shown off to full effect here as he continues to push in the leading chase group at the moment. They have still got 6 seconds between them and the leaders. We've got the dip down, we've got this run down, it rises and then drops again. It's going to be critical. What can the riders do? Skierski at the moment giving it everything with Osborne, Vink and Pucker. They're staying clear. They're already on the descent down. Here we go. This is the run for the line. This is for the next set of points, and it is Vink who's opened this up. Osborne is chasing. You can see him on your screen. Skierski and Pucker at the moment absolutely nailing this as they go through, putting those watts down. Remember, all this power generated in your pain cave. You're not worrying about braking. You're not worrying about cornering. You don't need to worry about the traction with the road. You're not going to pull yourself off the side of the road by pulling on the bars too hard. It's all about delivering that power, and they are doing it in spades.
And they are short, sharp races. They're around 20 minutes each with a rest and recovery between. And, well, this is world-class racing. Do not think this is just everyday racing. This is absolutely top-level cycling.
It certainly is. Michael Venker, no stranger to the World Tour on the road. We've got top-level mountain bikers. We've got ex-Olympians. But my goodness, once you come to cycling esports, you've got to learn your trade. All these riders have done that, getting the platform down, knowing when to apply the power, how to use momentum, how to use draft, all key skills. You can see it week in, week out on the Sunday race. You can take part. You can jump on board. You can even be chased, instead of by a drone, by zombies. You can jump on
anything goes on cycling esports.
Well, this is a great thing. It's limited by the imagination of the people designing it, and there's an amazing team putting these worlds together that we see for the worlds year in, year out, but also making it fun as well, making it entertaining.
Something for everybody.
You've got to make it fun. If you're not having fun, don't ride your bike.
Well,
it's really that simple.
I tell you something, Skierski, Osborne, Pucker, Vink, Jones, Tugels, everybody, 6 riders in that leading group. A small gap back then to Panitza, Kaminsky, Mundell, Miller. Jeffrey Miller, I tell you, is riding up through the pack as well. He's one to watch. Ruben Dont doing a fantastic job as they continue to move now. They're coming towards the end of lap 7. This is the final lap with 20 points on the line. The last lap, a double. Who's going for this and who's going for the next one? It's Michael Vink on the front with Skierski, Osborne, Tugels. Tugels now, massive kick from Tugels.
One of the things that I think is happening here, we are starting to see riders also riding for their team, because Skierski hoovering up points here, it means that Kaminsky can score points. He's taking them away. If they were just sat back and letting the fight unfold, maybe you'd see different riders taking points at the front. By them continuing to push, they are helping their teammates. They're in a strong position in that chase group. The scores on the doors at the moment very strong at the top. 494 points, nearly 500 points for our leader in 20th position at the moment. Neil Fryatt just about scraping in ahead of Matthias Vanhe. We are on the last lap, the very last lap of the semi-finals of the UCI Cycling Esports World Championship for 2025. At the moment, Jones, Vink, Osborne and Tugels, along with Pucker up there. It's all come back together with a leading 6. They all could take away those final points. It's double points in there. I'm sure you don't get to this level without wanting to take a win. They'll all want to do that. Nobody, I think, is going to hold anything back. They come over the rise. What is it going to be? Who will it be? Will it be Skierski who's able to take this away? Will it be Vink, Tugels or Jones? What can Andreasen do? He's in that chasing group. The gap has gone, though. They're 13 seconds back. They're not going to come back to the lead. There's a massive sprint from the back there as Hayden Pucker went from the back of the group to to the front. A little bit of a freewheel on the way down. I don't think he's got anything left because the sprint is coming. Here we go.
Ollie
This is a
Jones,
big
18
kick.
watts per kilo. That is one massive move. Ollie Jones absolutely dialing it here for the line. He wants those 40 points. He takes them.
So the win for Ollie Jones in one. Osborne coming through behind them. Vink, Pucker and Jugles. We said Jones had a phenomenal sprint. Now unfolds the rest of those sprints. The riders coming in behind. This is a battle now for those points, for those positions. Who will make the top 20? Who will be biting their fingernails in 21st, 22nd, 23rd places overall? Who is going to have to look to next year, to those fantastic public qualifiers, to the national selections, to see if they can make next year's semi-final? Well, Nathan Guerra on the run into the line, out of the saddle on a sprint, looking as fast as I think I've ever seen Nathan in action. I tell you something, brilliant riding on the way in and through. We are going to see who has made it and who hasn't very shortly. Remember, all the results at the moment are going to be literally live as we get them. Stage 3 complete. Here we go. Top 10 first of all. Jason Osborne taking the win from Michael Vink from Paul Skierski in third. Bjorn Andreasen in fourth. Ollie Jones rounding out the top 5. Chugles, Pucker, Wu, Harris and Power rounding out the top 10. No real surprises in any of those riders inside the top 10 and qualified. Behind them, Emma, what's happening?
Well, I can tell you behind them, when we bring up the next 10 riders, there are surprises. So when we go to 11th, Mikhail Kaminski in 11th place, Adrian Alvarado in 12th, Stefan Van Elst in 13th, Ricardo Panizza in 14th, Niall Pedersen in 15th. Ruben Don has moved himself up into the top 20 and finishes in 16th place. Jasper Paradines holds on to the top 20, so does Thomas Thrall. Matthias Van He, what a stage. That is phenomenal. He has just absolutely put himself in the mix. That is fantastic. 19th place. Harvard Gledness as well. Phenomenal racing from him on this final stage to come into the top 20. The riders not making it, well, what can I say? Jeffrey Malheur coming up fast and furious, finishing with the same number of points as Harvard Gledness. So 238 points for 20th, 238 points for 21st. That was so close. Neil Fryatt slips down to 22nd, Johan Noren to 23rd, Dan Turek to 24th. Wow.
Absolutely brutal. It's so close. Some great racing. Let's take a little bit of a look at those top 10. Yongfei Wu really did all that work as we would expect on the climb. Ends up in 8th position, scored 7 points on stage 3. Didn't need to worry about sprinting repeatedly on there, deciding that he didn't make that gap. He didn't make the group, but he was in there and he was safe. Jason Osborne did his usual thing and just raced everything because he just wants to win. Michael Vink was smart. Ollie Jones with the final sprint. No real surprises in there in lots of ways. Behind, I think this is the really key thing for me, though. The riders who've moved up through, riders Ruben Don and Matthias Van He, both jumping in there. Brilliant riding. Thomas Thrall, we talked about Wu not scoring more than 7 points. Thrall didn't score already on the last stage.
Yeah, but still stayed in the top 20.
But if that was deliberate, if that was a plan, and he'd done the maths on the move and gone, do you know what? I can sit here. That is brave. That is really, really brave.
Well, fortune favours a brave rider.
Well, this brave and this brave. No point. Didn't score any points. I mean, 6 points for Paradines, who is a great sprinter, who I have earmarked to rock it up. Didn't need to do that. He scored 6 points. So, Harvard Gednes, the Norwegian squad, really good. Now Pedersen and Gednes.
Yeah, they rode really well.
They rode as a team. Big mention out to Adrian Alvarado going really hard there, and Stefan Van Elst, Iceman. Behind is very, very close. Christoph Kroll of Poland, Magnus Kulset of Norway, Thomas Gobert of France, along with Mitchell Machado of Portugal, and Johan Noren of Sweden. They're the 5 riders who, for me, are right behind, and they're right in the mix, Emma. you're not likely to go if you're 25th to that finals in Abu Dhabi on the 15th of November. But you never say never. I mean, I remember back when we had the mountain biking World Cup where people couldn't travel because there was an exploding volcano in Iceland and all the transatlantic flights changed. So different people got selected for different things. Anything can happen out there. It does make a difference.
It can, and you never know, which is why, do you know what? You never finish the race till you pass the finish line. And I know that sounds like such a straightforward thing, but the number of riders who forget the fundamentals, and those fundamentals are absolutely key. And they could well, you never know, see the riders in 21st or 22nd making their way to Abu Dhabi. It did happen last year in the women's race.
So don't forget, all those results are live at the moment. We've still got riders on course just finishing the race at the moment. When all those points are added up, the place to go is to MyWhoosh.com. Go on to MyWhoosh.com/results. The results are literally updating as we speak. If the riders are inside the top 20, congratulations. You've made it as long as you can get there to Abu Dhabi. If you're outside the top 20, well, just keep your fingers crossed
and your toes.
And your toes, and hopefully, you never know, you might make it. Stranger things have happened. If you want to be there, if you can make it to the finals, we were at the live finals last year. I have to say, it's an amazing atmosphere. You get to see the top 20 men, the top 20 women on the stage. Make sure you go along to it, and there's no excuses. If you can get the go, it is a brilliant atmosphere. A highlight of my year last year, and I know a highlight of Emma's. We will be putting words to the action from the studio, and going to be looking forward to seeing the riders in action and to see those confirmed lists when people confirm their places. Just seeing updates happening on the screen as we speak. So it's changing behind the top 20 as we speak. You need to get onto those results. You need to make sure that you know if you are one of those. If you've been watching, thank you for watching, Emma. We've seen some great racing. We're going to see it just the same courses in lots of ways, but in a real different way with 20 riders in each of those final stages.
And it'll make it, I think it will make the points much closer because every single rider out on course will score points at every single event and every single checkpoint, whereas that wasn't the case today. So it does make it closer and it does make it different. And riders really have to think on their feet because the smaller points gaps, well, it plays out with strategy and tactics right the way till the line.
Well, I'm sure you will want to be watching that. So the easiest way to do that, if you can't be there in person, is to make sure you subscribe to the MyWhoosh YouTube channel or the MyWhoosh Twitch channel. Don't forget, there's lots of great racing on cycling esports. As a new emerging discipline of cycling esports, it's been around for a little while. It's going to keep on growing. MyWhoosh, the UCI Cycling Esports partner for 20, 24, 25, and 26, bringing you lots of great race action. You can join Emma, Martin, and myself, Matt Payne, for the Sunday Race Club each and every Sunday. You can jump on board and go ride one of the new leagues that are being launched. You can be out there on being chased by zombies. If that is what you wanted to do with your cycling world, then help yourself. But I always love jumping on and chatting with other riders. There's live coaching, there's all sorts on there. Jump on board, give it a go. You never know until you give something a try just how exciting it can be.
Well, and if you just want to watch, tune in 6 weeks' time for the final because we'll be there. The riders will be there. Make sure you're there too.
From Emma, from myself, from all the team, thank you for watching. Thank you to our riders for keeping us not only entertained, but enthralled and on the edge of our seats. Congratulations to those riders that have secured their places. I hope to see you. If we don't see you before, at the finals in November, Saturday the 15th of November. Put the date in your diary and see the top 20 riders in the men's and women's races taking on each other live in person in the same place, able to see what the riders are doing. Emma, thank you very much. As always, a pleasure putting words to the action here in the studio. But from Emma and from myself and all the team who power the event at MyWhoosh and everybody involved in making it happen, enjoy your riding. Jump on board. We will see you for those finals if we don't before. Goodbye.
Goodbye.